Alright, Hidden Heavens, Campaign 5, Session 27. 27. That's the shittiest hand in poker. Um, but hopefully
Why is
better
that the
session.
shittiest hand in poker?
What's the?
What
Is it?
do you not? Okay, we're gonna leave. Okay, we're gonna educate you in poker in another episode.
Okay, we'll play poker in game, and then you can teach us the rules. Then.
Well, my brother taught me how to play. I don't understand how that's the shittiest hand, though. I didn't say it was good. I just know how.
Okay.
Alright.
Recap time.
So,
Ooh, go.
recap. Go, Natalia.
Why me?
Because I'm bullying you.
I'm eating a pickle.
We'll eat it quick and recap.
Eat it
Okay,
after the recap.
my mouth was full of pickle. What do you want me to do, Theo? I'm not magic. The pickle won't go away.
Yeah, you have to. Natalia has to tell her girlfriend what happened while she was gone.
Okay. What happened last session? Oh, we came back. We made a time loop. We didn't make a time loop. We ended up back in the right time, like you knew. Edict stopped Natalia from just running after Belinda. We had a conversation with Jeb. We fixed the donkey's leg. We went upstairs. Magda dragged Natalia into. Magda has 3 forms. There's Hagda, Magda, and Gothda. But Magda took Nat into the kitchen.
That is not their names.
Okay, that just put me over. I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Because I'm a comedian. I'm here every week, twice a week. The house does not pay me. So
you're paid with our love. Okay, keep going.
okay, that is enough payment for me. So Magda took Nat into the kitchen. Well, Nat was in the kitchen. Chip cut off the doorway, so Mr. Snake Man that killed Belinda last time couldn't leave. And then Mr. Snake Man was tricked by Edicts, who accidentally said the right. God damn it, Theo. Who accidentally said the right code phrase that Theo wrote down in 2020. So they had a conversation. Mr. Snake Man tried to then stab Edicts because he figured out that Edicts was not, in fact, a snake man. And so then Edicts went, no, force cage, and put him in a force cage after Chip stopped the blade with his water sphere. They put Snake Man in. They redeemed Snake Man. Gothda took notes. Magda and Nat had like that entire conversation about like making decisions and meh. And then Nat just fucking booked it. Edicts went to the stores. Edicts tried to buy the stone. It's already been bought by Katya. And so Nat finds Belinda. Nat takes Belinda on a spa day. Gets her a new dress, gets her cute little shoes, gets her a sketchbook. It's really cute. Nat comes back, talks to a guard who said she was cute. Tried to pull the stuff that Katya pulls. It did not work. And got found out that Katya had been put in the prison that holds all the mages. Edicts came back. They traded news. Oh, also, we met Talon's old character whose name is escaping me right now.
Kane.
Yep, we met Kane. We love Kane in this house. He's through the ring now because now the ring does more stuff. And all the party had a conversation. We found out that the stone had been bought. We found out the Queen was in prison. Nat pulled out her phone and was like, Matt, and called Queen in prison. All she got was a video. Nat promised they're coming for her. Recap done. Thank you.
You forget the bit where the Yuan-Ti is now the Augur of Hellfire and is part of our nation.
Yes.
Oh, I saw you redeemed him.
Yeah, there's a little bit more information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Meanwhile, inside the orb.
That.
What? What orb?
What orb?
The orb?
Varula.
Oh, sorry?
Yep. You are in a field of darkness. There is a slight light about 100 meters north. It appears to be
Okay.
almost like an island. The surface beneath you shimmers like water, and it slightly undulates. It feels like wet to the touch.
So I'm like already in it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I definitely would be. Verla would definitely walk towards the light.
This will happen essentially TM before everyone gets out.
Okay.
I know I said earlier that she was out, but the reality of the situation is that like you haven't been here for like effectively 2 sessions.
Yeah, that's fair.
So this image becomes a bit clearer. You start to see what appears to be an island. This island has some kind of unusual green growth. Not grass, maybe moss.
Okay. So what happens when I step on it?
1 second.
Sure.
It sounds like that was a choice you didn't have to make.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a
The-
big oof.
That whole recap, I was holding back laughter because we had the quote, and I immediately thought, I'm so glad we're finally at a point where we're getting quotes again. And then you hit us with the Hagda, Magda, and Gothda. And the first thing that I thought of was, you know what's a better name than Gotha? We should have just called her Gagda.
Oh my god!
Oh no.
No, we got this canon now. Ooh.
I
Theobot.
suppose. He is muted.
Just on your
The light around you shimmers, just as the darkness shimmers. You step on the island, and the water almost seems to fade away. You are now surrounded by blackness in this island, and in the center, there's a shimmering field of light, like tiny sparkles. Each individual bit moves around like a school of fish. Who are
Oh.
you?
Oh. Where does this who are you come from?
Everywhere around.
Everywhere around.
This shimmering light starts to move about you, like a school of fish investigating prey.
Oh. Let's see how would really respond to that. She's she says I think she would just say I am me. I'm Varula.
The word Varula echoes and echoes and echoes, by the sounds of three surrounding you. Before you, three images appear. It shows a Varula of Staunton valor, wearing heavy armor and wielding a mighty sword. Another is you from a distance on top of a tower below a great army. You fire bolts of light into the air. Another is you, strange, even, wielding a staff that has unlight, looking over a table filled with arcane books.
Huh.
Who are you?
Interesting. So there was bolts of light on one, staff and books in one, and I don't think I caught the first one.
Great sword.
Great sword. Interesting. Huh. I think she would go. She would point towards the version of her with the books.
You see yourself now. There are tables and books everywhere. You hold in yourself a staff of blackness that sheathes unlight. It essentially radiates darkness.
Oh.
Two eyes appear upon the staff itself and blink, and the staff disappears. Who are you?
Um. Ooh. Trying to think what the good answer would be here. I am. 1 second. I keep forgetting the. I am. I'm trying to think if this would. I don't know if she would say it right now or not. I am knowledge. I am independence. I'm Varula.
You see yourself wielding a bow, a light that guides the way, a light that pierces the heavens and reveals everything that's untrue. Below you, you're on the parapet. There's an army below, sieging the castle. It is rain. It is cold. There are thunderstorms about. You have a bow in your hand, something that looks sickly, but still bright. A pair of eyes glow slightly on the bow. What do you do?
So, pair of eyes glow thickly on the bow. There's an army below me. Is it fighting anything, or are they just sieging
They're sieging the castle. Yeah, fighting an army.
that I am in? Okay. Uh. I suppose. I'm trying to think of what this might mean. Well, also trying to answer quickly. Uh, he would. I have no idea what this bow does, right? Like I
Nope.
don't have like arrows of light or something. Okay.
Well, it has light arrow. It has like a bowstring, but no arrows.
Bowstring and no arrows. Okay.
The bowstring is almost ethereal.
Okay.
Like you can barely see it. It's more like you notice that something isn't there around it.
Interesting. She would definitely pull the bowstring to see what it can do.
An arrow
Like
appears.
pull it back. An ethereal arrow, I assume, or a
Yep.
dark arrow, or okay. She would pull it back further and shoot at the sieging army.
The arrow flies high and true and lands, and the army disappears in the sea of darkness. There's only one path left. You are leading an army. You of might and valor, wielding a great sword. The sword itself has eyes. There's a great army before you, but it has broken. Fearing. Who are you? These three images leave your mind and coalesce around you. There is a sword. There is a bow. There is a staff. Who are you? All of these items are shimmering with darkness, as if made by the thing asking the question.
Interesting. Brula is hesitant to trust whatever is talking or to humor it much further. She says, who are you who asks?
No answer.
Hmm.
The three images form a little bit more still, but they shimmer like liquid, as if begging to be touched.
Try to think. What would she choose? So Brula would probably reach out for the bow, I think, out of these choices. The bow.
The mimic around your wrist opens his eyes and he says, "I'm hungry." And he engulfs the bow.
Oh.
You are shuddered into a field of white and black. Your former, let's just say, arrows are now replaced by a bow. It is now made of a mimic.
Huh. Okay.
Darkness serves us.
happens, as it should be.
All right. You have a bow of psionic precision.
Sonic precision?
Psionic.
Psionic precision. Oh. Very interesting.
All right.
Do I know what it does? Or do I
I will
need
send it
to...
to you here in a second.
Cool.
We have to
Um,
cast Identify on it.
You see,
That's what I about to think.
you see a mirror made of white light with small stairs, and then you see a tavern with your friends talking.
I would definitely rush. Well, actually, no. Varula would look around to see if she can identify anything that might have been uh in the if there's anything else in the darkness to see if she could see who the benefactor might be.
Nothing. You only hear
Nothing.
one thing. The first step.
Hmm.
The
She
step
nods.
sounded more significant, as if it's a capital S.
Interesting. Okay. So she would run through the portal, or the mirror, I should say.
And everyone is in front of the inn, and Rule appears in the inn's doorway.
Oh shit. I think would she be coming in as we're like sitting there on the fucking phone? Just
Yes.
like
The bow around your hand disappears, and your crossbow pouch reappears. You get the sense that you could summon it at will.
Oh.
Dang,
All right.
now Natalia is the only one without a summonable weapon.
it's fine.
She
It's
got that
okay,
sweet
you have
foot,
keys
though.
in. I know what we're doing today.
Okay, anyway, in character, I think Nat just looks up, still like holding the phone, and just, Verla?
Nat. She'd definitely run over to her
Yeah,
and give her a
Nat's
hug.
Nat's gonna hop up and kind of give her a hug, like holding the phone in one hand still, and just, I'm glad to see you all right. And then just like motioning towards Belinda with like that little smile on her face.
Uriel holding Belinda in his lap just looks over and is just bewildered. He probably jumped a little bit hearing you out of nowhere and is just like, well, there you are, my lady. Where have you been?
I can't exactly say. A place between places? Sometimes these things can
What?
be hard to describe to you people.
Wait.
Can't
How is Sebastian doing all right?
say I bumped into him.
So he's not manning to fuck.
Different place, different time. Chip
I mean-
opens an eye, looks around, and then closes it again.
I mean, he did say the place between a place between places. So
There's a couple of those though.
All right, I sent it
Uriel
to you.
only
What do you
cares about
think?
one.
that was definitely an interesting turn of events. Did not expect that. Kind of thinking about where next steps are going to be though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely interested.
Do you say steps in character?
I don't think she would have said that in character.
By the way,
Edith pulls out a
you've
pair of
each gained a
steps.
unique ability since you're on the other side of the page. You will discover this as the story goes along.
Okay.
Ooh.
Varula's
Oh.
unique ability is her ability to have a mimic control an item.
Oh.
Ooh,
nice.
Ooh. I like it.
It's sick. I think at that, Nat kind of like leans back, finally puts the phone down. It disappears back into her book, and she just, we need to get you caught up then.
Oh, by the way, 1 second. I need to I need to send the inscription on the weapon. Hold on, I'm killing a fly. Fuck.
Okay,
I missed
well,
it.
while you're doing that, we're gonna RP if that's okay.
Okay, listen here.
Asking permission beforehand, cause just in case
Yeah.
you have any important stuff you need to tell us, and we need to put it on hold.
I
Mhm.
am right now.
Okay, I'm gonna mute and go back to eating my pickles while
That's the
you send it then.
inscription.
RP on
Oh.
hold.
That recently came up, I remember, but I don't remember when. I gotta figure that out. I gotta look through its history. I'm also reading through what this bow can do still. It's
Yep.
a pretty intense bow.
By the way, the limit on that piercing shot can be adjusted as you level up.
Ooh.
Congratulations, you have a decent item.
Woohoo!
Yeah, for sure. That's
Woo!
definitely a decent item. This is
Wait,
a good
but
one.
what? This is the real question though, Bernos. What is your mimic's name?
Oh, that's a good point.
Is it not gonna just be Varula backwards?
What, how the hell do you even say that? Aluv? Aluvar?
Alurva.
Alu
Alurva?
Alurav. Alurav.
Alurav.
Hello,
Alurav.
Rob.
Alurav.
Alurav.
Sorry, Alurav actually sounds like a real name, honestly.
Eyes
you
appear
go.
on your shoulder. Sup?
It's okay. It's
You
canon that Varula can name stuff, and Nat cannot.
So, just to get this straight, we now have Natalia, who has 2 speaking voices, and now we also have Varula with 2 speaking items. Her pouch and whatever these eyes are.
What are
That's
Nat's other
true.
speaking voices? She only has Soul Forger.
Oh, I was actually assuming the
Pain and
pouch
Rule.
expand. I assumed
Oh
the,
yeah, 3
so
then.
so the pouch is not the same mimic, or is it?
It
I
is.
thought it was. Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's so I have one talking item basically. Got
Okay. Whack.
Okay, listen. Usually it's me that's bad at math. Tonight it was a rule.
it.
But
Yeah, the staff
Our-
would have helped you gather more psionic spells essentially, but I feel like the bow is probably more thematically appropriate.
Yeah, that's what I was
it
thinking.
is. Especially because you really haven't gotten much of a chance to use your bow or your special arrows.
I know that's pretty exciting.
Mhm.
Only problem is now I have a bow and it's the character art has a crossbow.
It's fine. It's fine.
Just
Time to
It's
get more
it's
character
a
art.
just
bow in
edit
your heart.
just edit googly eyes on it and it's still canon.
You just gotta get new art. Get new art. It's okay,
Yeah.
Bernos. Just updated art. It's time for everyone.
It's time.
It's time.
Every time you use its piercing shot, it turns into a crossbow.
Nice. I'm still reading that ability. That one's it sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
Did you read the class description? Oh no, I'm just saying the psionic focus.
No.
Oh, okay. There's a thing called psionic focus in the class. That's why I was wondering.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, cool. So I'm reading this as if it's psionic focus from the bonus action one. Got it.
No,
Okay.
you can rename it as you will.
Got it. Cool.
But RP time, Theo? Puppy dog eyes?
Are we back? Are we done?
Yes.
Are we ready?
Hell yeah.
Chill,
So I
Okay,
think
damn.
finally.
yeah, so I think Nat just I believe then we need to get you caught up then, Varula. Take a seat.
Of course. Great to see you, Belinda.
She puts her feet on your lap.
It's so cute.
When she taps her feet together, the shoes do indeed sparkle.
Nat got her fantasy light up shoes.
Aw.
That look like little Mary Janes. It's real cute. But I think Nat just kind of waves Varula into her seat, settles back down herself, and just. So, do you want the good news first or the bad news?
I suppose bad news. Are you guys okay?
In the majority of us are.
Define you guys.
If Varula's looking around, she's very quickly going to notice that they are a member short.
Oh
Um,
yes.
So I think Nat just. So I spoke with a god not too long ago, and it seems that Katja has ended up in some sort of prison in the, well, in the midst of the ocean, if I remember properly what he said.
And do we know how to get there?
Not yet. I was hoping perhaps we might be able to find something once we had all caught back up. We do have 2 days before she is brought into town for execution. So, preferably, if we can handle it before then.
Of course. Executed. Okay, what's the good news then?
Belinda says, "What's executed?"
I feel like that is probably a word she would have learned, and he's gonna translate between infernal and celestial for the word that would equal execution.
Oh. Oh. That's not good.
No, it's not. That's why we need to be quick. However,
Exactly.
considering where she's at, the whole point of that place is to keep mages, spellcasters from being able to get out.
Right.
So if
But-
we were to try and rescue her, that would require us to get in.
Vrula,
I mean, we do have a way to accomplish that.
Yes.
with your teleportation, is it magic? I know you
No.
mentioned before it's psionics, but
It's a little different.
there's a chance then that perhaps I could get us inside if Chip could get us close.
Yes, perhaps. Can't say for certain, but a lot of things that are warded only for magic aren't warded for psionics. But sometimes they are, depending on the severity.
The mimic will mention that it creates a headache.
To get in.
Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah, it could be a little tough, but I might be able to make it in, get us all in.
Do we all hear the mimic talking?
He's
It's
talking.
just on
It's
roof.
talking to Varula.
Out loud is what she's
Yeah,
asking, I think.
By the way,
Yeah.
Belinda is currently drawing Varula with eyes all over.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not
Oh.
spooky.
Not spooky at all.
Turns out the whole time Varula was this universe's version of Hadar.
God.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, without warning, Chip is going to place a pair of sunglasses on Varula.
On her on.
Roll intelligence save.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy. Okay.
You get a +5 to that.
And I don't know if I'm gonna bother spending sonic points on this, honestly, since it's an intelligence save.
Are you sure?
It might be a good idea to spend
You
your
might
Oh,
want to.
these
You might want to
sunglasses are
spend your
that?
point.
Oh, okay, okay.
We all know what this is because it happened last session.
Alright.
Yeah.
So,
The only reason why it's not effective for Chip is because Chip is already insane.
oh, okay. So we spend
Goes
so-
and
so we-
spins the points.
Yep.
so we spend 7 points. We spend a tenth of my point system. Let's see what we get here.
You have 70 points?
Yeah.
Wow.
That
There's
is
no
insane.
there's no spell slots though. It's all one big pool. It's
Mhm.
it's pretty much equal to what sorcerers get.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, good thing I did that because I rolled a 3 plus
5.
5 is 8 plus 9 is 17 plus 7
Okay.
is 26.
Okay. You had me worried there for a second. You pass.
Cool.
Turns out the save was 5.
No.
It's okay. It's a number that Nat could never hit
Correct.
unless she rolled like a 20.
Probably.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You'll be like, does my aura affect me, Theo?
So,
It does. Canonically, it does. I am a friendly creature within my aura at all times.
It's okay. The funny thing is, I get something like a paladin aura myself, but it's only for me.
Oh, well, you know what? It's fine. There's a
Sweet.
reason. I didn't buff anything else for Nat. I just said my highest score goes into my charisma.
By the way,
So-
I like to think your aura is represented by like a heart on the opposite cheek that your temp HP does a heart on.
Oh my god,
my
wait,
God.
that's cute. Does that mean that everyone consistently has a heart on their cheek though that they've never noticed?
Yeah, and so do random strangers who
Probably.
are technically friendly.
So, what does Vrula feel when this happens? Like,
You see a creature that almost defies reasoning, and then your save kicks in, and you just see a void of a creature. Where
A void creature?
where a creature, like the shape of a creature,
Um,
as if your mind blacks it out.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So-
Vrula would take the glasses off her face and says, "What are these?"
That's what the child draws, and that's probably what we're going to be dealing with when we break into the prison.
No.
Perhaps it's something that we should
You-
not be
This is
speaking
Chip's
aloud.
insanity speaking.
I
Gotcha.
think
Uh-oh.
Nat just kind of reaches over and covers Chip's mouth, like leaning across the table, and just, and it's something that we are not going to speak of.
He nods.
A man eating an apple says, "Did that cat just talk?"
I am
No,
a
he didn't.
tabaxi.
A
What?
very small one, right?
You're also in Osriel.
Yeah, here's the thing:
Oh.
is I think Nat just her hand still over Chip's mouth, and she just, no, he did not.
But-
Your apple may be tainted. I would suggest that you visit the nearest doctor.
He looks down at the apple. That fucking bastard. He goes inside yelling, Jeb!
Right. So we have a few
Oh,
minutes before we
of
have to
course.
deal with the consequences of that. By any means, would you like the next bit of bad news or the good news?
But there's more of the bad news?
There's more of the bad news.
There's more.
It-
My
it's-
lady, when have we ever had an abundance of anything but?
Brula definitely puts her hand to her forehead. Alright, what is it?
Right, so Edix went to the markets and attempted to repurchase the stone in advance. Katja had purchased it, but, and while that may sound like good news, she was being escorted by the guard, and I have a theory that she was purchasing it for the ruler of Azrael, the Sultan, or something of the sort.
Where did you get that idea?
She was being escorted by the god. The god is tied to Azrael.
Yes,
And
but she was also a noble of Osriel. They could have
but
just been
she
her
ended up in
family's
chains.
guard.
She ended up in chains afterwards. So my theory, and it could be
So-
wrong, is that she was being utilized.
I
Oh,
don't
right.
think so. I think because the Lady Queen.
Remember,
Katya,
you did like Skype her in prison.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the chain of events and what Uriel is going to proffer is basically Queen wasn't with us, Katya wasn't with us when we started, so that means she's been here longer. So she's probably been like back to her noble family and doing stuff there. And the arrest was recent, whereas buying the stone was earlier.
We roll severity?
What's the severity for?
No reason.
I'm just sitting
Oh
here
my.
drinking my bubble tea and having a good time. What do you mean you're rolling severity?
I don't even know why you would be rolling severity. This is common knowledge in the group.
Yeah, no problem. It's nothing to do with you.
Uh-huh.
Is it the guy with the apple and Jeb?
Oh, it's severity for Jeb.
Yeah, okay. I was about to ask somebody
So,
to hold my
you know
hands
the question
over
I'm about to
table.
ask.
Low is always good.
Low is always good.
Low is always
Yep,
good.
always.
You rolled a 20.
I rolled a 95.
Oof.
By low, she
Okay.
means really low high.
Can
You-
I?
Okay, so you technically didn't tell us the scale, so if you think about it, 95 is low if the scale is like 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or can I make an argument? Can I make an argument here, Theo?
No.
Can I? I'm flicking my hand. I'm flicking my hair. Hear me out, Theo. Okay.
No.
We're in an alternate timeline. You start at 100 and you count the other way. So 100 actually is the lowest you can go.
No.
We are on the other side of the page, upside down, so everything is backwards. So 100 is
No.
We're
low.
in Australia.
Roram.
We are in fantasy Australia, the land of the deserts.
Alright.
We are currently in we're currently in fantasy God, what's Sydney? Fantasy Sydney.
God.
Fucking Nemo.
42 Sherman
even-
Wallaway
Bells
Sydney.
start to ring in the courtyard.
Oh boy.
And I believe that is our cue to go. Come on,
Yep.
come on.
Come on, everyone come. Cigars are starting to gather up the populace. Public execution today.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
Well, my
Uh,
so
Come
Katya's
on, come
close.
on.
Wait, by the way,
Witness-
is this Katya? I might have misheard.
public
we're just
farther
getting
execution
public
today.
execution.
No, we have time.
Oh.
You three, could you please go and check it out? I'm gonna like point to Belinda. I don't think
Yeah.
she should watch.
Nat's
Yes,
going to
yeah,
go
no.
ahead and pull out Belinda's bag and kind of like shove it into Uriel's hands. Just, I will want that back later, but it might be best that you get her out of here.
Or
She's already hopping in there and grabbing Soul Forger.
wait.
She grabbed him. She grabbed his like his lower tails, and he's being like, you know that scene where you're like being drugged to a vat. He's like being drugged down into the bag. Mistress.
It's fine. She
At
can,
least say hi to Sebastian while you're down there.
no,
Sebastian.
Bag.
stay by the door. Stay by the door.
And
That's
I'm
the
closing
rule.
the bag and putting the backpack on.
You hear her singing about a puppy.
I'm going to miss having Soul Forger by
I'm
my
gonna-
side because he would be incredibly useful in this circumstance. By any means,
I got your
Edix-
back.
Belinda's currently, you hear currently Belinda slight echoing, being like, I'm gonna make it look so pretty. I'm gonna give you all these buttons and these ribbons, and you almost feel a sense of like impending doom from Soul Forger, Natalia.
I think Nat just like if she can just pushes back through like their shared like friendship and just that feeling of hoping he knows how many treats he's gonna get after this. She will give him so many after this. She is going to pick Chip though at his offer and just kind of like carry Chip and just time to go then, and she's just gonna book it.
Okay,
Such a rowdy bunch.
so everyone is being gathered towards a courtyard. Do you try to resist the guards, like trying to gather everyone, or are you just going with the flow?
I think it'd be best if we go with the flow for now, see what's going on, and then duck into an alley.
I feel like
So-
Uriel is definitely the last person in the group because he is not rushing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to say it is canon. Chip has never been to Osriel before.
Oh my god, it's
There-
fine. After the trauma, we're going to give him a tour of the horrible city.
We have so many things that have to be done in Osriel. I have a checklist. I have a to-do list.
Yep.
They all must be done before we leave, or else everything will die.
Finally meet
Yep,
the Sultan.
That should not be on that
is-
checklist.
It is on the list, but it is very far down.
I have to remember because yeah,
I-
Chip's from the second continent.
Yeah,
he has
no.
never been to Osriel before.
Unfortunately, that to-do list, that check mark, is about to be checked. So
Yep.
We're about to be
Um,
criminals.
So there,
Oh.
everyone is gathered around the center, and from on a high from the upper city comes down a black carriage. A cloaked
it up.
figure bound and that has heavy metal gauntlets tied together, and is currently has a hood over their face. Is currently being led to the stage.
How tall are they?
Pretty
Are
tall.
they Katya size? Okay, if they're pretty tall, then they're not Katya.
Is there any way for us
Yeah,
to
we
deduce
have 2
who's
days.
behind that?
This is someone else.
It's hard to tell from a
Uh,
distance, but I mean they're similar size.
Do we
is
know
all I'm
anyone
gonna
with
say.
like heavy gauntlets?
No, they're similar size. So Katya's like 5'2", so they are not very tall.
I thought Katya was tall.
No, Katya's short.
Are you
She's shorter than
sure?
Nat. Yes,
Katya's the
she's short.
shortest of the group.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
shorter than Nat, and Nat's 5'6".
I
Katya's like
think
5'2".
Varula's tall.
Chip
I-
is the shortest of the group.
Okay,
I
I
well,
don't
he's
know.
a
Chip-
I don't know
cat.
how. I don't know how tall Johnny was, but
Johnny is a
Did
tall
we include
man.
the hair?
okay. So then it's Johnny, then Varula, probably then.
Johnny wouldn't include the hair. I
Also-
wouldn't.
Theo, I
Yes.
didn't want to cut you off, but I do have a question.
Yes.
How pretty is the black carriage?
Very pretty.
Thank you. That's
There's
just
even
important
very
knowledge.
pretty black horses.
Yep, thank you. That's all I need to know. That's the most important knowledge of this
Okay.
entire thing.
Since Varula can
Um,
see the person in the hood, she's going to try to telepathically contact them.
Do you need
Uh,
to make eye contact?
I think I don't think eye contact. You just need to see the person. It's just I need to see the person. They don't need to see me.
Okay. Okay.
If this is Katya, this is kind of bad timing because she hasn't joined voice yet.
Nope.
I'm assuming it's the Royal Guard.
The Royal Guard is gonna get executed.
No, the
Who else
Royal.
do we know?
They're stepping out of the carriage. I'm assuming it's the Royal Guard, and they're not the person
It's-
being executed.
There's someone hooded with a hood over their head that we
with
can't
heavy
see.
metal gauntlets bound.
Yeah,
What if it's Steve?
that's who I'm trying to contact.
Steve? Steve is a bear. We would know if it's Steve.
Would we?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think it being a bear would be the first thing we notice, not the metal gauntlets.
Varula says, "Ah, my head's ringing for trying to contact them. I can't see who it is. Their mind is fortified against me contacting them for some reason.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see what we get.
Just them?
10. What's my perception? Plus 4. 14.
There are markings upon that hood.
Can any of you guys get a better look? There's some sort of markings on the hood.
Yeah, I can see.
It's suppressing magic of all kinds.
Uh,
Hey Theo.
Yes.
Is there any reason Nat would believe someone would know it was her if a spell was cast?
Yes. It's magic.
Well, dispel magic.
Yes.
Cool.
You do loud orations and specific hand
yeah, unless you have
gestures.
silent casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah, you
time
can
you're
whisper.
the only time you can get away with people not knowing you cast spells is if you're a sorcerer and you have subtle spell.
Or you have
Otherwise, it is
or like
noticeable.
some other extenuating circumstances that are such a distraction where like even a
Or you're
crowd
really far,
around you wouldn't notice. But that's
or
not
re-
the case.
or really far away or something.
Yeah.
Or you have a magic item for it. Otherwise, people know you're casting magic.
And they're not within 10 feet, right, Thea?
No, they're not.
Cool. Okay, so Nat can do nothing.
In fact, like I don't know if you have the descriptor right. This is like an area, and there's like a huge circle that's cleared with a ring of guards. It's safe to say anyone trying to get past those rings of guards and gets into the center will be cut down, or at least they'll be attempted to be cut down.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish Brula just says in character. I just wish I could know who it was.
I'm gonna look around. Is there like an alley nearby?
There's a couple alleys, yeah.
Can Uriel on the way in duck into an alley and ask my magic angel skull who it is that's being executed on that platform?
You get one word back.
Reading the word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fair enough.
Hmm.
What'd it say?
Uriel just comes back and just says, "Oh, well, I did narrow it down.
Right. Chet, do you
Just
have
that it
anything?
is a criminal
Ah,
with a capital C."
That could be any of
I-
us.
there is something I can do.
Is it noticeable?
No.
Another
Oh,
black
Maybe-
carriage comes down from the hill as you're talking.
I mean,
I'm going to cast first level detect thoughts.
there
It does
w-
not. It is. Let's see. Verbal somatic. Yeah, I do have to do the whole verbal somatic thing, but still, it's something that is considered a subtle ability.
Performance.
yeah. So, oh, that makes sense. But I was also thinking like you're trying to detect thoughts of the guards or something, rather
Yep.
than the hooded figure.
That's a 9 because of my -3.
no.
Chip has no.
The guards don't
freaking-
notice. They think you're a weird cat.
Okay, so yeah, for the area around me, I can detect the surface level thoughts of any creatures that know any language.
That's a lot of
Hell-
thoughts.
Yes, it is, but I'm specifically focusing on the guards' thoughts.
They're waiting for him to arrive.
They don't think about on the surface level who him is. It's not that big of a deal then.
More
No.
like, more
Yeah.
like all I can think of is waiting for him to arrive. Waiting for him to arrive.
All
Yeah.
right. At
Capital
that,
him to arrive.
yeah, I think Nat just. Chip, did you get anything with what you did?
No, nothing.
Everyone, make
Right.
me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Shit.
Everyone
I-
gets a +5.
Okay, that
Actually,
brings
DC
that's
is
25
22.
to 30.
my save from that is actually +8 +5
That's an
because of my
18.
inexorable.
That gives me with your +5.
Shit. Now I gotta do math because I rolled a 16 plus
I rolled-
5,
I got 22
10,
exactly without
I
spending
have a
points.
dirty 30.
13,
18.
29. There we go. I did the math. 29.
Wow. I have advantage. Well, not advantage, but I have a proficiency in those as well.
Also, I think I'm gonna give. Well, actually, do I have to do this ahead of time? 1 second. You guys can keep going.
All right. He rolled below and above 22.
Brula rolled
Below.
above.
Rolled above.
Everyone
So who
rolled
failed?
above but me.
Above.
Only Nat.
Okay, Natalia, you notice yourself in the crowd. You feel extremely calm, almost like a blank slate.
Oh no.
You are under the effects of a calm emotion spell.
Can she make
Oh,
a
no.
save every round?
No.
So I think what everyone sees is Nat, who is like mentally like running through stuff. Her face just like relaxes. Her eyes get a little bit distant. Her shoulders drop.
Do the rest of us realize we were? They attempted to cast some sort of spell on us.
An aura, yes.
Okay, an aura.
Ah,
Varula would definitely look at her companion and say, "Did any of you else feel that?"
yes.
It is like a great hammer like trying to break open your mind.
Um, so Varula, so she got a yes from Chip. Does is Uriel here?
Yeah, Uriel is here. I feel like he would just look over and be like, "What, first time? You
Okay.
did say you were from Osriel, no?"
Yes, but I want to make sure everyone's okay. And she looks towards Nat, seeing that she's ridiculously calm and
He's
probably.
like,
But
"Oh."
by the way, Natalia, you notice something very strange. There's a roll trying to peek into trying to peek into a carriage.
There's Rule trying to peek into the carriage.
Yes. His ghostly little form is trying to peek into the carriage. And then you
what?
notice him making a very wide gesture and pointing into the carriage.
I think Nat just in the comments was just that's odd.
He appears next to you.
That is odd.
Eh,
I just. Huh.
What does Rule see? What is Rule pointing at, Theo?
Hold on.
If only I had a way to fix minds like in Pathfinder.
Mhm.
I feel like he just took Rule over.
Oh, no.
Listen, Rule's there. He can be used for plot
Okay,
reasons.
hang on. I'm going to message this to you.
Oh God. I'm terrified. I see you typing. I think like what the because no one well Chip can see him, but everyone else just sees Nat like calmly tip her head to the side and just
Chip has to wear the sunglasses to see him.
so everyone just sees Nat, her head just tips to the side and she's just that guy? What are you talking about?
The door opens and out comes a very tall man.
Oh, Nat's still calm, but if she wasn't, she'd be panicking.
Do we any of the rest of us that recognize him?
Also, I'm echoing. Ul.
It's
Move
the
your head
Sultan.
away.
Oh, it's the
Oh,
Sultan.
no.
It's the man.
The man, the myth, the legend. Let's go.
I gotta look up how calm emotions affects for combat because I have a feeling.
You can't go into combat under calm emotions.
Oh well, then goodbye, y'all.
A series of black knights come out and around and are constantly surrounding him, and he holds a hand up, and they all kneel. And you hear one word speak. You heard like one sentence speaks. It's almost like there's no sound, and then suddenly it echoes everywhere. I will do this myself.
Hmm.
And so he draws a curved blade and walks towards where this person is kneeling, where their head is against like a platform meant for beheading.
They're still not taking his hood off.
No.
Huh.
So he's going to say, "For your crimes against my people and my nation, I sentence you to death." He raises his sword and says, "I will have order," and swings,
Order. Interesting.
beheads the person,
Beheads the what?
and beheads them.
Okay.
The crowd goes wild.
I just like to imagine the most unenthused yay from Nat.
Woo!
She wouldn't, but I just like to imagine it's just the most unenthused, just yay.
Interesting. Um, do we see a head roll out of the bag or anything?
Yep,
Is it? It's not Arcot, yeah.
it's a man.
And
Yeah,
just
we're good.
a man we
Oh,
don't
no.
recognize.
Katya got a transgender surgery while we were away.
I'm not putting that in
Eh.
quotes.
No.
It raises too many questions.
Okay, wait. I would say no because that can be problematic. But all I'm saying is there's a lot of other quotes that I feel like that go in that channel that raise a lot of fucking questions.
There are a lot more problematic quotes than "Oh no, Katya became trans."
Okay, I'm tempted to put that one in quotes.
Oh my god.
All right,
Anyway,
She won't see
continue.
it.
so the blood pours everywhere, and then stops as if it begins to get thickened. The blood starts to shine with a shimmering gold color. The Sultan kicks the corpse off the bow, like off the front. And it slowly turns into a gold statue.
I didn't know the Sultan was Midas.
No, I now know
Nope.
who the man is.
Do any of us know who he is besides
It-
you?
The Sultan
Out of
breathes a
character,
very
yes.
shin-thin of fire along his blade to clean it, and then sheathes it. And he gets back into his carriage.
At least he didn't see us.
You don't know how tempted I am to have Rule go up and investigate the dude. But I also know anyone that's strong enough to look around and remember the cycle can see him.
Mhm.
Oof.
It's fine. Just like look at now and be like, have the others pull you away. Goodbye. I'll be back later. It's fine. It evens
Mhm.
out.
I think Rule would just lean over to Natalia and just say, "Hey, look, on the bright side, you won't have to worry about the alchemist this time."
The alchemist? What are you talking about?
Did you not hear me? You don't got to worry about it.
Guards start coming up with hammers to start to beat the body into bits, like
She's,
small chunks that are
Mm.
just that are just like flecks of gold. They seem to be like
Mm.
separating them into certain sizes. All right, what do you
I
guys do?
guess- Well, Nat's still just eerily calm.
The
yeah.
calm is faded.
Thank God.
Yeah, you are no longer in the aura of the Sultan.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Varilla, you are going
Mm.
to receive a telepathic message from Chip that's just like, can you like help your girlfriend for the next time that happens?
Yeah, I gotta be a little more preemptive with it though. Is the only issue. Varula has to preemptively know that I will apply a buff to you guys. She
Mm.
wasn't aware that we'd be facing an issue.
No, it's completely valid.
So as we are doing what we're doing, Chip is going to basically give Varula the entire rundown of his plan for getting Katya out of the prison.
Chip.
Is it a good
Oh,
plan?
wait, is it mentally?
It
it
is,
mentally?
yeah, it's telepathic.
Okay, cool.
Natalia will also hear Rule say, although that's weird, I remember him being a Rakshasa.
A what?
The thing Jeb is.
No, I know what a rock. Pretend she says the word properly because I can never say it. Is
Rakshasa.
Rakshasa.
There you go.
Lobster.
Let's see if I can do that in a posh accent. God damn. I know what a Rakshasa is, but the Sultan was one at one point.
No.
The
The alchemist. There you go.
right, but who exactly is the alchemist?
I mean, I guess you don't got to worry about him anymore.
Was he the man that just got?
They
turned
start
into
putting the
gold?
gold chunks into a cauldron.
I'm pretty sure he was. He was someone that was turning people into gold.
Oh, Right.
Oh, maybe it's for, so. Perhaps it is for the best that he got it there.
Oh yeah, no, you can't. This is being said by rule. Everyone here is
Oh,
just.
real.
It's just.
Okay. I see talent.
Although if you're wearing the sunglasses, you can see Rule.
Yes.
Mhm. Are you still wearing the sunglasses?
No.
By the way, please roll
Okay.
me a perception check, everyone.
Okay. I'm
Ooh.
trying to read Chip's plan. Meanwhile.
Yep.
Time to perceive. I
You
do
do
not
also have
perceive.
to remember Chip is insane.
12.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to make
14.
sense of this insane plan.
16.
There's a man trying to run into the crowd, screaming.
25.
Oh, Nat's taken off.
He's screaming about how the world's going to end.
Oh well, there's
I like to
nothing
imagine
new.
Varula is like sitting, like going through like notes, and like Enix is like doing his stuff, and then you see the distant form of Natalia.
Yep. And
It's
Chip
everywhere.
is hanging
You don't
on
understand.
to
It's
their
everywhere. It's
life.
gonna kill us all. It touches everything. It's gonna kill us all. I'm telling you, madman. We're already dead. He
So-
says to a
Calm,
random
Uriel
guard.
take a
coming
breath,
after
take a
Natalia.
breath. It's all right.
You
I
notice he has some
cannot-
sunglasses in his pocket.
Ah.
Can you take a breath for me, folks? on the
We're already
street?
dead.
No,
He starts
no,
like feebly hitting you, like hitting you in the chest, as if like we're already dead. What you can't see?
See what?
He's insane.
Oh.
Chip
Reason does
actually-
not work on him by definition.
So Chip gets down off of Natalia, walks over to the man's foot, pats it gently, looks up into his eyes, and says, "I've seen it. I know what you're going through, man. Come on, let's walk and talk." And he
It's
will
a
take the
talking
guy-
cat. Proof of the end. He holds you up.
Hey, deal with it. Chip takes the guy by the hand and starts leading him out of the crowd.
While you're doing that, he's continually screaming, "The world is ending."
Oh yeah, he's used to this. All right, so let me explain everything to you. All right, up is down, right is left, left is right, black is white, and everything
Gravity
you've
doesn't
ever known is
exist.
wrong.
It starts repeating your mantra.
Yep. There you go. Now go get you some ale, take a bath, go about a week
Runs into
away
the
from
crowd.
everything. Yep, he'll be fine.
Edith,
Mm.
when did Chip become an odd therapist?
I think it only works on insane.
I
think it only works on insanity.
Right, that makes sense.
And then Vrula would go up to Chip and said, "Chip, how long have you been able to telepathically talk to people?"
Oh, about a week after I fell asleep in Katya's backpack.
Okay. And why did you send this to me specifically? Telepathically,
Because-
rather than just saying it out loud.
Because every time I've brought it up, I've been told no, and you're the only one I haven't told it to yet.
It's the dragon plan.
It's the dragonfly. That's a good bit. Rula's thought about it for a second longer just to make sure, and she says, "Well, I think I have to agree with them, Chip."
I figured.
Rule will point. Oh, will tap Natalia on the shoulder. No tap actually happens, just going through you.
Here's the thing, because I think he's like tapping for like a solid like 30 seconds before Nat just catches in her peripheral like his hand and just like looks directly at him.
Like, there we go. I've been trying to get your attention for the last couple of minutes.
Rule, we've been through this. Remember,
I know. I'm just
cannot
trying to be
feel...
funny.
You're not being funny.
It was funny to me.
Right, why were you
I mean,
trying to
look,
get my
Kane's
attention?
laughing.
Ugh. Look, it's like when you walk up to the beggars, right? They can sometimes see you, especially if they're on the insane side. And then you just walk through walls and it freaks them out.
Right, Rule did that for the first week that I had the ring, and it was horrifying.
Yeah, most of the stuff like that doesn't work anymore.
Oh yeah, I do
Not.
have to tell you a secret though. We're
Right.
here whether or not you have the ring.
Right.
Oh, yeah, she
had
knows.
guessed. Yes. I've
Okay.
given the ring to others before to be able to see him.
Yep. I
You
haven't been
are a
able to make
very new addition, though.
I haven't been able to make contact. Let's say I'm off of house arrest.
Right. Why do I have the
Neat.
feeling that you are not actually off of house arrest?
Well, let's just say that where I'm from, you get punished for doing good, and you get rewarded for doing bad. So I was trying to help the less fortunates of hell, and my dad got mad and grounded me.
Right. I'm proud of you, I suppose, then, for trying to help the others. But we will. This is a conversation to have this evening. I suppose you will now also be sticking around. I'm going to have to get used to that. I apologize.
I mean, I can come and
And
go as I please, but if you want me to, sure.
any whoosies,
You're more than welcome.
the reason why I was trying to get your attention, we got somewhere to go, and I'd rather us get there before Fizzlebang finishes his cheese wheel.
Right. Lead the way. Uh, and I think Nat just looks towards Edix, who is closest, and just, I am following the. You'll understand in a moment. You come along.
What do we have more to go?
Well,
Mm.
More
we have more.
spectacles.
We do. It's one of those situations where you know if I explain it, it's going to make me sound insane when I'm not.
You can
Whatever
see
you
in
say,
on a
my
hill
lady.
above in the distance. The carriage stops, and there's a sudden sense of apprehension you can feel even from here, as the ground slightly shakes as if from irritation.
There's the other half of the cheese wheel. Start moving.
Yep.
Yep.
Move.
Yep. Nat. He's
If-
like, I like to imagine Nat like reaches back, grabs like Verula's hand, picks Chip up in her arms, looks at Edix, doesn't have an extra hand, kind of just wraps her tail around him and just books it.
By the way, Burnos, please check your DMs.
Oh, sorry, I did not see it.
For context, last session Natalia gave Fizzlebang a cheese wheel to get him to leave. Half of the cheese wheel he ate, the other half has just been dumped in the lap of the Sultan.
Not 20.
Oh no.
You somehow adapt to having a third eye.
Oh.
Whoa.
Literal third eye or metaphorical
Wait,
third,
didn't-
like a psionic third eye,
A eye that is roaming around your body.
rubbing around my body,
Roaming.
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 Oh yeah, I got it.
So not only does Katya have a psychic third eye, but Varula has a physical third eye.
That's horrifying.
A little
It,
bit,
it
yeah.
is constantly blinking. He says, "Sorry, my eye is itchy."
She says, um, uh, it's okay. Just takes a little getting used to.
You kind of feel like you kind of get the sensation like you need to rub the eye to get out of it.
She rubs the eye.
Ow, not so hard.
Sorry.
Okay, there we go. Better.
And I
Roll-
imagine Verula is saying this out loud, by the way.
Verula, are you talking to yourself?
Kind
Oh
of.
no, not another one.
There is an eye in her ear, by the way.
Verula.
Oh, good Asmodeus.
Uh,
You have
d-
an eye on your
wait,
earlobe.
I was going to say, don't panic.
Now it's on your shoulder.
Chip hands Varula a small vial of St. John's wort and witch hazel. That'll help the dryness.
Well, I don't know what dryness is. Is that a made up?
Dryness. Dry eye.
Oh, dryness. Oh, Verula says thanks. To the others, she says, so you know when I was between those places,
Right.
I seem to have been fused with the bolt pouch that was up my back before.
The eye is moving in concert with her story.
Oh, right. Verula, that's going to take some getting used to.
I would say I would be surprised. However, it seems that people get fused with things all the time in this party. I mean, Lady Natalia already has 4 different personalities she has to deal with in her head at one time.
They aren't actually in my head. Some of them are, but for the most part, they are physically in the ring.
My
Saying
point
that-
made.
Chip actually turns to Natalia and says, "Only 4. I have 6."
Your eye
Well,
moves to your neck and kind of looks at Natalia,
Pro-
and you see something weird, kind of like through half your eye. She's got a few things floating around her head.
What are those things?
The best way I can describe them are little tiny little itsy bitsy like goblin imps kind of creatures.
She has literal angels and devils on her shoulder.
Love it.
They seem to
Um,
apparently they occasionally go and they whisper into your ear.
oh, interesting.
It's Kane and Rule.
So,
I
um,
don't appreciate
And
being
it-
called a goblin.
and it seems to be not much. I can't say. I mean, maybe it physically is a little more disconcerting, but I don't think it's any more concerning than the voices you hear, Natalia.
That's fair enough, but it's the concept of the eye consistently moving on your
Oh,
body.
I found it. I found it. The eye
Right, what-
settles into the eye socket.
Her like empty eye socket.
Yep. You
Oh,
hear
got
you
it.
hear like a licking sound, and it begins to eat up the little eye.
The jewel?
The jewel eye.
Yes.
It's money.
No, but also that's like her true sight.
Yeah, that's true sight. She says,
Oh
I
wait,
kind
I
of.
forgot you had fucking true sight. Damn.
Yeah. Verula says, like, I kind of need that.
Wait, if she doesn't even need the sunglasses, she has true sight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have it all the time. Sorry.
Oh.
You feel a burp from your side.
Thank you.
By any
Now
means,
you
so-
notice your eye is now the color of that her left eye is now the color of that jewel.
Doesn't she still have her eye patch on? Can we even see the eye?
Her eye patch is below the fake eye. The true sight eye.
Mhm.
Mm,
I guess you gotta take the eye patch off then.
yeah.
I guess she would take it off, make sure everything is okay under there.
Feels like a
Verula,
normal eye almost.
Right. We are going to have a conversation about this later. Not bad. Just I have a lot of questions about what you experienced.
Sure. I've been thinking about it myself a bit too. I'm still processing it.
Me too,
Rule is
says the
gonna-
eye.
Rule will pipe up to Natalia and say, "You can talk about it while you're waiting for the sword to get reforged. Come on, we gotta go find the motto."
Here's the thing: is I like to
Yeah.
he's like halfway up the street and he's like just been sitting there tapping his wrist, and I think Nat just
You don't have time.
Right. One of the voices that I hear, he's going to lose his mind. Continue, and she's just gonna book it again.
He's
Like,
got
still
he's got
hold
like
on, everyone.
ethereal rope. He's trying to like get you in the rope and try to pull you. Doesn't work.
Here's the thing: is we are 100% creating a blockage in the street because Nat has
Yeah.
Rula's hand in one hand, Chip in her other arm, her tail around like Edix's leg.
Oh, people
or
are absolutely
something.
ignoring you.
Yeah, they're not
I'm used to
strong
that.
enough to be out of the calm emotions yet.
Oh hell yeah! We're just having to quickly run around people, hoping we don't run into them, trying to keep up with the rule. And Nat just occasionally just, Rule, you need to slow down.
It's like, don't worry, you'll find me.
I will not. If
You
you go
hear
too
her
far.
whining.
Oh, Nat's
Is it
slowing.
coming from the backpack?
It's coming from the backpack.
Edix, can you open your bag quickly while we're moving?
Oh, I mean, I guess since we're not having to worry about the execution.
Does the term
No.
makeup dog mean anything to you guys?
Oh my god.
Does Soulforger's head pop out? He's covered in makeup.
If he was a girl, he'd look very pretty.
So I think Nat, her arms are full, and she's just, Chip, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yep. Got it.
Yep, can you get in my bag? Get one of his treats out.
Yes, yes. Chip reaches in.
He presentages,
He
chases
kinda
away,
climbs
and
them.
then she starts to pout.
So
That's like the
fortunate-
third time he's done that to me.
Soulforger, please just put up with it for now.
He looks at you like, "Are
I-
you fucking serious?"
I will get you steak for dinner.
Uriel will look down in the bag at Belinda and say, "Are you having fun?"
2 steaks.
2 steaks.
One
Just
for
let
each
her do
paw.
what she. Yes, I will do as such.
Tell you what.
Promise.
I'll give you
promise. I give you my
You now
word.
owe him 4 steaks. He has 4 paws.
It's fine.
Chip, who is giving him the treats, is like, all right, tell you what, I will make you a nice meal. All right,
He
You tell me-
suspiciously looks at the cat.
hey, I can cook. I'm actually a good cook.
If he had a
can't cook,
controller, he'd be
mistress.
pressing X.
We can't cook, mistress. We don't have thumbs.
I
You're
like
bad
how
at puzzles,
Belinda,
mistress. We have paws.
Belinda completely ignored Uriel asking if she's having fun.
Yeah.
I
She's a kid
was
who-
till he fixed it and did all my work.
Hey, just think, it's a permanent re-cleaning canvas. You don't never have to worry about the work being stuck there forever.
God. As this is happening, Theo, how close is a rule to where we need to go? How close are we? As we're like running.
At some point, Rule is gonna look around and be like, "I have no fucking clue where I'm going."
Be
You
like, I
have
just
no
like said I
clue.
went there. I didn't actually go there.
You have. Here's the thing: is I think what everyone sees is not dead stops. Like everyone probably nearly runs into her, and she just. You had me running for nearly 20 minutes,
Okay,
and
look,
you have
I
no
can explain.
idea. You have no idea where you were going.
Look, I tried to follow the pipes of the sewer the last time I went. It was through the sewer. There was the scent of fresh. Look, okay, whoever can smell the best, try and smell some freshly baked bread. He also runs a bakery.
Chip,
I
Eh.
can't smell anything.
can you see if you smell bread?
There's 3 or 4 children playing in the corner.
That's a 13
You're
on
going,
my
aha, you got the
perception check.
spots.
The spots.
The spots?
They're playing
it the
tag
word?
with random people.
Ah.
Oh.
With a 13, do I smell bread?
You do not smell bread. However,
Can Nat see? Can Nat see if she smells bread?
roll me a perception check, please.
Everybody just roll perception. We're all gonna go to different bakeries.
8.
Is that bread or is that mud? I don't know.
Barilla rolled a 22.
I rolled a 28.
Marula, you notice something weird on the children. Small spots of orange.
Small
Oh,
spots
yeah,
of orange.
we never fucking cured it because we went back in time.
Oh. Right. Wait, but that's all the way in the other continent, isn't it?
For that area, but plague is still here. Pestilence
Oh,
is still
yeah.
here.
How did Nat fix that last time? Didn't she just cure wounds it, but like upcast it or something? Or
I don't
use
think you
miracle
can
point?
cure it.
Well,
You
she
can
got it like
you stave it off. That's what you're able to do. You're able to temporarily suspend it.
yeah.
And they're playing tag with random people.
Okay,
Ah.
so hang
Oh,
on.
God.
Oh, no.
Let's look at it like this, right? The book that was causing the plague in the other continent was from the Book of Unspeakable Evils, or whatever it was called. Now
Yeah,
it's
that
the Book of
became
Exalted
Nat's.
Deeds.
Mhm.
So would the information of the plague be in that book? And would there be a way to cure it?
Would there?
You would just have to study the book to find out.
Well, Nat canonically was studying it after she got
Well,
it.
she might need to look for that specific section. But
Yeah.
Go to the contacts, be like, okay,
Go-
P for plague.
Table
let's
of
go.
contents.
Um,
Table of contents.
As like Nat's like
the
putting
index.
Chip like on her shoulder. Rule is the one yelling at her to look at her book, and she just kind of pulls out her book real quick. Just starts flipping
She's like,
through.
read it.
She has to flip all the way to Uriel's namesake, the index.
okay, so this is a bit
so
of a
she's-
dilemma. We got to
yeah,
deal
she's-
with this, kids.
Right. Give me just a moment. As like Nat's like looking for plague. Is there anything on the like on the plague in her book?
Yep. And there's one thing that cures it.
What?
A drop of blood from innocence.
Right. So again, do we want the good news or the bad news first?
Varula summons her new
news,
bow.
Varula, this is not. We're not going to shoot the children.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Says the bow.
She says they're gonna kill millions. If this
There's
isn't
a
gonna just
way.
stop with them.
There's a way to cure it. Just give me a moment.
I'm feeling kind
Uh,
of boomy.
If you boom on a single one of those children,
That's a quote.
Target rich environment.
If you I'm so glad we finally have a quotes episode again. It's been so long.
That's a title too. We get a quotes episode.
here's the thing: is you knew I fucked up the second I started giggling as I was saying it when I realized. Uh, but Nat's just going to like quickly she's gonna set Chip down and just stay here, and then she's just gonna let go of the others and she's booking it towards the kids. And I think she
Random adults start itching.
right.
Do you
Excuse me?
share the bad news?
Well, here's the thing. Can we flash back because I kind of got cut off with that. Where now it's just we're flashing back real quick. Where now it's like, do you want the bad news first or the good news?
Quick, whatever, both.
Right. Bad news. It requires the blood of innocents to cure it. Good news. It is curable.
You just hear Uriel groan.
Sounds like it's easier just to kill them all.
Oh yeah.
It's a single drop. It's a single drop. We could start a blood drive.
Look,
Chip looks at Natalia.
There's only
Can't
one
you
source of
summon-
the blood drive. She
Yeah, I was
has
about to say
not
there's
that much
only
blood
one.
to spare.
I'll say there's only one person.
Can't you summon a unicorn?
In theory.
If Fizzlebang were here, he'd mention you didn't watch Harry Potter.
But I would need an hour to redo my spells.
We don't have an hour.
Nope.
I could in theory. This isn't. Just
They
listen.
run through a crowd, touching hands.
Right, I'm going after the kids, and that's when she booked off.
So, how much of a death count we talking about here?
I'm sorry. What we say? What did he ask? I didn't hear.
So,
couldn't
how much of a death count we talking about here?
Brula
Million-
says
millions?
under her breath.
So you kind of notice he has like multiple buttons, and it shows it has pictures of multiple arrows.
Nat wasn't kidding. She will fight a man.
okay, so in the meantime, while Uriel is taking down the backpack to open it up, can he like make a medicine check to see if there's like, since this is needing blood, is there like a way to take like a little blood and make it like a lot? So that way he like basically make a vaccine. Can he figure out how to make a vaccine?
Arguably no, because essentially, I'll say this: roll your medicine check, and I'll decide how much information to give you.
Okay, I have a +5. 19.
So this disease, essentially, the reason it quote unquote cures it is the blood presents it with something much more appetizing.
It sounds like a delaying effect.
And then what
Hear me
happens
out.
is it essentially it gets to the point where the only thing it'll eat is the blood, and then it dies off.
Oh.
Hear me out. Nat is technically an angel now. Is her blood innocent?
No.
Would you call yourself innocent?
In comparison to a lot of the war crimes we have committed that Natalia has not been a part of, yes.
Okay,
So-
well you are you're a part of it by association.
Yeah. Also, you have to be very, very detailed when you describe the type of innocent.
Mm-hmm.
This is innocence.
Yeah. God. Did we establish if her lay on hands works?
Are we in a courtyard or are we in
Like,
a
delay it.
alleyway?
You're
I
in
mean,
like
you
a
are-
relatively large, like a crossroads of alleys.
Okay.
So the kids went in like 3 separate directions.
Okay.
So, question. Chip turns to the party. I know you guys have that weird mumbo jumbo headache inducing power you guys do sometimes, right?
Yes.
Can you not just use that and coat the entire city in like tiny little raindrops mixed in with the blood of an innocent creature?
No.
Rule pops up to Natalia and is just like,
She's not even with the others. She's like,
my
"Gone."
time is now.
What do you mean your time is now?
Go back to the group.
I-
Disappears.
I'm- Do
Uriel
disconnect
Uriel
on
pipes up
me.
and is like,
Here's the
You
voice
know-
of changing voice channels.
just I'm going to ask Belinda first. Since it would be technically using her blood to do so.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be hers. That's the thing. Just has to be an innocent.
God, this is
uni-
gonna,
Unicorns
gonna
are
take too
innocent.
long. I feel like
Fairies are innocent.
this is gonna take too long. I feel like Verilla would just shoot them.
The kid's like, the beau's like, shouldn't we nip this in the bud?
It's
Here's
like,
the thing, it's
wait,
like
wait,
Nat's,
wait.
Nat's trying
What's
to catch
more
up with the
important,
kids and
one
delay it.
city, one city district, or the whole continent?
Yeah, well,
at-
here's the thing.
Wow.
Nat can. We've established before. I think that Nat can spend 5 HP out on her lay on hands to delay it, right?
You guys also all got infected,
Mm-hmm.
if you remember correctly. It only went away because Verilla did that thing with the book.
In which case, Uriel is positing a solution here. He is
Yep.
just. The powers we have aren't exactly able to extend to the realm of just wishing. We need to have some kind of base with it. And he will open up the backpack and just be like, Belinda, dear.
Hi.
We need a little bit of your
Nick,
help
stay still,
if you're
Soul
willing.
Forger. Be a good boy. He starts to whine.
Oh, I actually have an idea.
If it includes shooting the children, I need you to turn your chair around right now.
Not this time.
Hold on.
She uses Mirage Arcane, the 7th level spell, to buy some time. So she turns the landscape into cages of dirt around every single person except the party.
Nat suddenly, like, all the way down the street, surrounded by people in cages.
Whenever Belinda comes out of the backpack, he's going to tell her, I need a little bit of your help. There are people here who seem to have been infected with a disease, and, well, we'll need your help to cure it, if you're willing.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. So this
It
has a
is.
this has a-
Thankfully, it's mostly work on my part.
this has a 1 mile radius, by the way.
Okay, so what does the spell do exactly?
Mirage Arcane. You can make a terrain in an area up to 1 mile square, look, sound, smell, and even feel like some other sort of terrain. The terrain's general shape remains the same, however. Open fields or roads could be made to resemble a swamp, hill, crevice, or some other difficult
Mimic
or
cages.
impassable terrain. But they are physical. Like you can't just
Yeah,
pass through
mimic
them.
cages appear around every person, and
Oh,
eyes
okay,
appear
okay.
and say, "Hey, you look yummy."
Nat doesn't get put in a
Screaming.
cage. Nat doesn't get put in a cage, right?
No, I said except the party.
Okay, cool.
So this is her what's it called, highest level spell, whatever, that she got from being a mythic something. Once a month ability or whatever it is.
So, how you doing? True. Interesting. Good to know. What's your name, Steve? Bonnie. Okay, got it.
Are you Verula's eye? It's like Nat's all the way down the street, just like giant cages
Every
all
single
around
cage
her.
as eye looks at you. Hey.
Right.
So,
I
we're gonna
suppose-
nip this in the bud, or
No. We're going to find a way to fix it, but
your mimic says she says not to nip it in the bud. I disagree.
The duration's 10 days, by the way.
So, he looks at so the mimic says to Natalia, it's gonna be a few days. Except it's echoing like from 100 cages plus.
Right. Can you just stop talking for a moment? As Nat's like pulling her book out.
Guards are
Because
trying to
she's
like
like
rip the mimic apart, and it just keeps reforming, and they're like freaking the fuck out.
It's all right. It's all right. Calm. We're going to handle it. Just breathe. I know it's a scary situation. As like Nat's
I
like
have
pulling her.
claustrophobia.
I do as
Okay.
well, but you're all right. It's like Nat's like pulling the book out. She's gonna like get her phone back out because she's like really far down
A
the road
sword
because she's been running
keeps
for like
popping in
4
and out of
minutes.
like the mimic as it's trying to poke out the eye.
Yeah. She's like, because she's like 4 minutes worth of running down that road, so she's just gonna pull her book out. She's like beginning to walk back, just start dialing Rula's number.
I would
Alright.
say Varula probably would have linked up with Natalia, but when they were in the tavern.
All right, right, cool. So like through the link, Varula just gets like this like these like tangled emotions of confusion, pride, and then more confusion, and then just Varula.
I bought time so I wouldn't have to kill anyone.
I appreciate you buying time, but since when have you been able to make like over 100 cages?
It's it took everything. Just she's a little I don't know what it would feel like to use that much like her mythic power or whatever it's called. Um uh
By the way,
miracle
I have a
power.
picture of the phone that Natalia uses.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna commission art of it.
Yes.
Roll decorated it completely, and it's like one of those like wired into her book phones. Like it's like one of those old rotaries.
Alright.
she says I tapped into whatever empowers us and you used that to make this.
Oh, is this like your 7th level spell?
Yeah, this is my 7th level spell. She
Okay, I
really
used-
is scared. She's scared of this plague.
Mine was force cage.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so I need to
mine-
roll I need to roll a severity. I need you to tell me right now, is high, low, good, or bad? Is high good or bad?
Me or everyone?
Low is
Natalia
always
Natalia
party thing.
did it last time. Let's give Varula a chance.
Okay.
Well, I was just thinking if this was for one person or not.
Okay.
do
If
you
it
have
is
something-
if it is 30 or below. So wait, so you said is high good or bad?
Let's say high good.
Okay. If it's 30 or below, then someone's leaked quarantine.
Oh no.
Great. A 30% chance. That's awful.
Oh no,
That's awful.
that's awful.
One of the children slips you the bars and you hear your mimic say, Butterfingers.
Can I see this child slipping?
Yes, you can see through all the cages.
Oh yeah, because they're all mimic eyes.
Oh.
You can see a lot right now. That has to be overwhelming.
I can see everything! I have knowledge, is the thought. By the way, at a certain point, you don't see things, you see threads.
Rula sighs. And through the link says, "Sorry, Nat," and she shoots an arrow at the kid who got through the cage.
Oh,
So are you shooting to disable, or are you shooting to kill?
Preferably to disable if that's an option.
Yeah, so all Varula hears is no directly through their fucking link.
So, how do you want me to do this, boss? I think the arrow's in the air.
Just take out her leg. Or his, I don't know if which child it was.
There.
There.
Just be PC and say there.
You're right, you're right.
It's a
you're
boy.
right. His leg.
Alright. You feel it, 3 side points drain, and the arrow splits.
Oh.
They get pinned through each leg.
oh my
Oh, fuck.
fucking god.
Nat's running to that kid.
In
Like-
the meantime, can we go back to Uriel and Melinda's
Don't touch them.
conversation?
Varula says through the link.
You just shot them, Varula. I can at least delay it.
I don't want you to get infected too. Not again.
I'm not that sharp. Well, actually, I'm extra sharp, but that's better though. That's, you know.
Can you shut up?
You hear that echoing down the hall? Yeah, sorry, my bad. You know, I'm just trying to help here.
You're not helping. God fucking damn it.
It's
Nat's
fine.
immune to disease, but I think we
I stopped the
established that she's not.
Mostly.
Is-
Yeah,
is-
because she got infected by it last time.
Yeah, but she didn't have the book yet.
That's
And-
true. That's true.
Would Nat know if she'd be immune, Theo?
You have no basis.
Fuck. I'm
I will
trying.
say you are a paladin and you believe it's disease.
But it infected her last time, and she was immune to disease last time too.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Nat's just gonna crouch down, and it's Nat. I mean, I as a player don't want her to get infected again, but I also know Nat, and Nat, even if it's a bad idea, would want to help in some capacity. And I doubt there's any basis for her using like miracle points to heal without touching.
You notice the arrows are very, like the ground around the arrow impacts is very cold. It would appear that the arrow is pierced and then use some kind of frost to make it very numb.
So it's not like painful in a sense.
I do have healing word.
Yeah, you can just heal her with cure wounds or something.
The kid is like it's a male and he's like sitting there looking down and he's going like, there's arrow through my legs.
Right, you're okay. I need you to focus on
Two
me.
eyes appear on
And-
each an arrow eye appears
No,
in each arrow.
don't. And Nat just essentially just don't say a word. You're all right. I need you to breathe. I know it's a lot. And through the link, she's just already like it's to Varula, and Varula feels like this just massive amount of tangled emotions for her. Now just send Chip to me.
Brilla sighs. It's a
You hear
Chip go
massive echo.
to
She
Nat.
wants the cat.
Okay. Chip will go over.
He has to run for a little bit. That's
Yeah,
like that's
he
when the
will.
yeah, that's when the Belinda conversation can happen because needs to have this conversation.
Chip is fast. He doesn't care about running.
Valid.
Okay, so back to Belinda. It's just Uriel will just say, "While it may be hard, it'll mostly be hard for me."
Last time someone said it'd be harder for them, I got hit.
Well, child, you won't be hit, but I'm loath to ask this, but unfortunately, the situation within, I do need your help.
She
You
looks
see,
at Soul
there's
Forger and looks at you and says, "If Soul Forger says so."
Okay, you're just gonna listen to Soul Forger over Uriel?
The dog
Okay.
has to be okay with it.
Anyways, what we need is some of your blood. Not much. I think I just need enough to form the basis of the spell to cast.
My blood.
Yes. And
She
he's
kind of
going
like
to
pull.
take
She
out.
kind of like shows. She kind of like does this little motion. How much blood? Like a itsy bitsy bit.
He's going to think. Maybe a little bit more than an itsy bitsy bit.
I
Not
don't
a
like
lot.
a little bit more than itsy bitsy bit.
Just enough to fill a small vial.
That's a lot of blood.
At that point, I'm able to heal you just enough to where you're not bleeding and it won't hurt anymore.
I don't know.
I just.
I'm only going to do this if you are okay with it.
Can I hold him while I do it?
Of course.
She's gonna like offer out her little pinky and then bury her face in the dog.
And then he will gently with a dagger take a little vial and he's gonna like prick her finger with it, just a little tap to get some drops of blood into the vial.
She starts to cry a little bit.
He will take the time to just try and comfort her and just say, "Don't worry, it's almost over." And he'll like he'll just take the pinky between two fingers and like massage it to get a little bit more blood out. And when there's at least some drops in there, he will just say, "All right, that's enough."
Yeah, it'd be
and
difficult.
He
you could try to
will.
do it.
Yeah, I mean, just enough for a couple of drops, and then he will use his what the fuck is it called? Because it is different now. His infernal conduit. So I am going to use because he is very loath to do this and he hates doing it to Belinda. He's going to use fucking 3 of his infernal conduit dice, which is 3d10 to heal her, but all of that damage is instead going to be taken out of his HP. So that's 2, 4, 8 damage total. So Uriel takes 8 damage and she is healed for 8.
So the Pinky is totally fine, but she asked for a band-aid.
He's going to rummage around in his little backpack, and it's going to be a.
Is it pink?
It would. It'll probably be like a spiraling one of like pink, purple, and like a light green.
Ooh.
He'll put it on.
Okay.
Kiss it. Brave girl.
She hugs the dog.
And then he's going to take the blood and he's going to use the remaining miracle points, of which he has 20, to get the effect of take this blood and just spread it all over the city to cure. I am assuming this would be something similar to like control weather, but in like a torrent of rain.
Okay.
Here's
wish-
the thing, guys. This is really important. Remember we got the thing forever ago about her blood being on like a desecrated ground?
Yeah, but that's only to let the Sultan know that we're there.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't gonna like kill our kid, right?
No.
Couldn't.
I mean, he has set this up. Her blood is what cures it. We don't have any other cure at the moment, and we're about to have an outbreak. What's the next best thing we're gonna do? Find Plague and kill him? I
Or
don't
just
think
kill-
we're ready to fight a horseman yet.
Or if Rula would just go around killing everyone.
Yeah, those are the two
Yeah.
options.
None of these options are, NAT approved options. I want to make that clear.
Of which currently the only one Uriel is okay with is harming Belinda to save everyone, and even then he's like, I fucking hate this.
Control weather is an 8th level druid spell, by the way.
Yeah. That's
This is
I don't know if there's like a 9th level one or anything like that, or even if miracle points would work. That's why I'm saying
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
putting down my remaining miracle points to do this. All 20 of them, bitches.
Give me one moment.
Finally get to show off Rula's lawful evil side. A little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
you know
This is
that
fine.
that alignment your Edicts was?
Yeah. Vrula is an extremist in all sides, is what I wanted originally for her.
Yeah.
No, I love that for you. As a player, I love it for you. Nat is like not happy. Looks at her chaotic good.
Because Vrula can be chaotic good too.
Mhm.
She's hopefully all of them is my goal.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure this is going to heavily derail everything.
The Sultan mightn't take a notice to this, from what it sounds
Oh no,
like.
he's definitely gonna take notice of this. He's gonna see the rain and be like, God damn it, he's back.
An entire like block is of the city is also just like with caged people.
Right.
Yeah, there's he. It is time.
Only upon the blood-soaked ground where the false dies can the lotus of flame grow true. All right. So you kind of follow a chant almost instinctively as the vial disappears and evaporates into the air, and then clouds start to roll in, almost from nowhere. These clouds are dark, but not the shade of black. They are dark with a shade of red. As blood, thick and droopy, begins to fall upon the entire city. Panic ensues.
It's okay, it heals you.
Varula's voice
That's what
echoing
the
through,
mimic
like,
is saying. It's
100
okay,
pages.
guys. This will fix everything. Trust me, it's great.
This is gonna. Don't worry, it'll fix the spots, guys. Don't worry. I love
don't
how
mind the raining blood.
I love
Here's-
how I have progressed from causing rain to causing a torrent of rain to now a torrent of blood.
Here's the thing: is I
Blood
think
rain.
through the link, Varula just gets like a question mark, like a mental image of a question mark, and then, did you do this? And then also a second later, just, oh, that's what rule meant.
By the
About
way,
this time Chip shows
all
up.
of the rain is starting to somewhat unnaturally go to a central location.
Oh no.
Well, at least
As
it
soon as
got.
Chip
Oh,
arrives,
at least it got over
Yeah.
all the people outside already.
Yeah, every
Over
time
here.
it touches like someone that has a spot of orange, it seems to burn away, like sizzling.
The orange does.
Hmm
Nice.
Blood that seems to be becoming a bit shade paler every moment.
Eh.
It's like her own blood amounts lowering proportionally.
oh,
Wait,
Oh
Belinda's
no.
is?
Yep,
Belinda's.
you noticed
Fuck.
this.
Ah,
Oh,
god
no.
damn it.
If my kid dies,
Okay,
and I just
well,
got her back,
someone else is gonna have to come in because I have used everything my character has.
would Varula let
You.
Nat know? Like for the link?
I'm trying to think.
You get one sense of something in your mind, Natalia, something you've almost never heard before. Danger, mistress.
Oh, at that Nat's
You
taking.
see Soulforger leaning over her and like licking her head, and she's not moving.
Oh fuck.
No.
Nat's like as soon as Chip arrives, Nat just scoops him up and just starts running, and she just Belinda's injured. Can you go quicker than I can?
Yes. All right. This is going to take 1 second, literally, and Chip is going to transform into the fastest thing he has.
Damn, you would think 20 miracle points would stop
Giant
unintended
eagle.
consequences, but I guess not.
Yep, Nat's on a giant eagle. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yep.
one would think.
That gives me an 80-foot fly speed, and we're going even faster because
Hey.
Chip's kicking in the feline agility.
Oh,
Wasn't
you know
this
what? On
supposed to
top
be
of
the
that,
side where things only go right for us? I feel like I've been lied to.
No, Nat can't do anything. I thought Expeditions Retreat was for more people. It's just for
It-
self.
Yeah, no, it just works for yourself. But we're going 80 foot 80 foot per round, doubled. So we're going 160 feet per round.
Okay. Nat's clutching on for dear life. This is a reminder that Nat's scared of heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Rula has much healing abilities. Although it would,
It's fine.
and wouldn't even see her honestly.
Yeah. So I think what happens is Chip takes off, Nat's like clinging to him. Really gets like this feeling of fear, and then just Belinda's in danger. Do whatever you can. We're coming.
Rula would run over to Uriel and says, "What's wrong with Belinda?"
Uriel is probably just like blank face, terrified for once. Never seen him terrified before, but in this moment he is, and he probably isn't saying anything. He's just trying to
She's-
like comfort her.
She's very cold to the touch. Currently, Soulforge is warming her up.
Yep. How long does it take us to arrive, Theo?
About a minute or so.
All right. The minute they're there, Nat's throwing herself off of Chip before he even lands
Yep.
fully, and just help me. And then she's just going to take off towards Belinda, kind of shove Varula out of the way, hit the ground on her knees, slam her hands against Varula, and start putting in all of her lay on hands. And then if that does not work, she's going to start throwing in her cure wounds.
She's feeling a little bit warmer.
All right, so I'm going to tell you. Let me take all my healing points out from my lay on hands. Give me a moment.
He's got a lot of hit points.
Yeah, that's 46 hit. That's 46 hit points. Then Nat also has her ability through her race, which gives her another 10 on top of that. And then I will start rolling these if I need to, Theo. But she has 4 spell slots of Cure Wounds, 3 spell slots at 2nd level of Cure Wounds, and 1 spell slot at 3rd level of Cure Wounds.
So you're noticing something strange. Every time you throw in a healing spell, she becomes a lot less flush, and then it seems to like almost be drained away.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
hang
a
on.
constant effect.
I have a total of 5, so I have 3 more of these D10s left.
Theo, do you
So
want me to
I'm
mark
gonna
off all
roll
my spell
those.
slots?
Oh,
Uh,
that's a 10. That's a high roll.
We-
11.
I think the idea is we need to cut the spell.
Cut the spell.
Yeah.
Or Uriel might need to cut the spell.
You see, like you notice something very faint above her head. It's like a kind of spiraling thread mixed with a bit of red and gold. But it's not a golden thread. It's like the light that's shining off it is such a bright red, it looks almost gold from an angle. And you're noticing it's like it's going into the sky and feeding whatever magic is going on. And you see this
Do we
as
all-
as if your new eye sees it, Rula.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an extra 19 healing on top of that, of
Bru-
which
Brulo-
Uriel takes.
Varula says to Uriel, she says, you have to cut the spell or she'll die. I think we got the immediate area. I don't know if this plague is over the entire city, but I don't think we have enough in us to keep going. We need to keep her alive.
I will say throughout this, tears are running down Nat's face, mixing with the blood. You can see repeatedly her hands lighting up and then fading, lighting up and then fading. And she is just repeating, Belinda, please, you can't do this. I just got you back. Please.
Cut the spell.
With my Fortuna's blessing, am I able to sense
You could
whether or
cut the
not
thread,
people are
you
cured?
can't see it.
Right.
So you need guided
Well,
by
I'm
Varula.
more asking because I can sense creatures around me. Am I able to figure out whether or not like people have been cured and like we don't gotta worry about it?
Yes, it's working.
It's
Is it worked or
It
worked
is.
together?
Is it Has it worked or is it in the
It's
process
in the
of
process,
working?
yes.
Shit.
Here's the
You-
thing: is I don't give a shit about the other people. That's Nat's baby that's currently dying, guys.
Okay, Chip is going to drop the wild shape because it took him a second to land, and he is going to hit Belinda with a 5th level cure wounds.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be the same
The
thing.
only
as Nat.
reason why I'm hesitating
It
is
gives her more time.
like this is a moment where it's like, yeah, Uriel is going to cut the spell, but it's also like he's in shock because he didn't expect this to happen. So it's just like he has to gather his thoughts for a second, and then the moment that he does, he's gonna cut the spell.
Okay.
So did you
because
use your
people
did
have
you use
told
more
to
of your
sell it.
transfer magic, Uriel?
I use the remaining bits of my infernal conduit. So I have taken a total of 30 hit points, of which she has
Yeah,
healed.
she wakes up and you feel yourself becoming much weaker.
Is it tied to him
That's
now?
fine. I have 70 of these, or I have 70 HP left.
Every round
So
you lose a
I'm
D8.
okay. All right. If it's all on me, I mean that I didn't think because I kind of thought of it my fated exchange because that's only for like blinded, charmed, dazed, deaf, frightened, paralyzed, or poison conditions. So I didn't know if I could use that to transfer it over to hit. To
Yeah,
me.
so but here's the thing is you feel it, but you can't see it.
That's fine.
Also, if anyone's curious just how much healing Nat has pumped into Belinda, it's 140 points of
Mhm.
healing.
Thank you, girl.
I take how much damage?
D8 per round.
Yeah.
Oh, a D8. Hold up. I'm gonna first round. Now that I've got this, first D8. That's 4 damage. I'm at 34. I'm gonna keep track of this. Now that it's off of Belinda, Uriel. Now that that's kind of happened and Belinda is kind of like in a safe place, Uriel can just kind of like breathe a sigh of relief, even though now it's happening to him.
So by the way, you slam in all of your magic into Belinda, and she finally starts to stir, and you notice that like Soulforger was like behind her, his head resting on her head, and kind of looks up, and she opens her eyes, and it seems for the first time she actually sees you.
Oh fuck! Nat just
Oh.
fucking grabs her and pulls her into her arms, and like buries
There's
her.
no
face
light
in
in her eyes.
No white in her eyes.
This just got exponentially worse.
Here's the thing: is Nat's in such a panic. I don't think she notices. Like logically, I don't think she does.
She's gonna say, "You're pretty."
Thank you. How are you feeling? Are you alright?
I
Another
feel weird.
D8. No, that's 3.
What do you mean you feel weird? And at that point, she'll kind of like pull her back a little bit.
Was she blind before this? Like, come to think of
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
She
That's been-
was blinded because she was a vessel of fate.
Mhm.
Got it. I thought she went like demon eye black. Is what happened for a second.
No,
It's
her
like the
eyes
milky
were
white.
white.
Yeah.
The thing was, it went white, and then it started to like spindle little galaxies, and then Nat's eyes were kind of like the inverse of that,
Mhm.
where it was black and galaxies were starting to spin. That's kind of what started the whole thing.
That makes sense.
So, did you use your ability to reveal hidden creatures, by the way?
I don't have that anymore. That's the Fortuna's blessing now. I can only sense creatures with The original reading is creatures with blood I sense within 120 feet of me.
Got you.
But because we've kind of tried to reflavor it to be like based around fate and
Yeah,
everything,
there's a little fucking imp in the corner.
just a random ass imp.
It looks like a little devil.
Uriel in this moment is just gonna point at him and be like, "You, come here."
It stops what it's doing, and you feel immensely better, and you can hear it say almost verbally in Infernal, "Ah, shit."
He's gonna start talking in Infernal.
It starts to try to climb up the hole.
I haven't used the seal yet, so I'm going to place a seal on it and activate Nalrun's chains. I need it to make a strength saving throw.
No. Oh, it's just for the kid, just for the kid, just for the kid. He starts climbing up, panicking.
All right. Does he make a 16 on his strength saving throw?
He does not. He is an imp.
He is now pulled to me and grappled until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Look, we can talk about this. We can have a conversation.
Then
It's just a kid. Look, it's just a kid.
One. All right. That is 38 points of damage now, and
We had an
he's
opportunity.
going
We took it. I need to breathe.
loosen up the grip a little bit. What do you mean? This is all infernal, so I don't think anyone
Surely
but Belinda understands.
Consequences.
Chip understands,
Nope, not.
but he only hears your side of the conversation.
Revenge. For
Whose
last
revenge?
visit.
And that's gonna be another 8.
You killed me. The link has been severed, by the way. Now you caught him. He actively was manipulating the link.
Okay.
What link?
Alright. To the rain.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
So the
in
rain's
that
still
case-
going even without the link?
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And then
Now, Uriel's beginning to feel his miracle points being drained away.
I already had 0.
So I think he means appropriately, like it wasn't draining before.
I see.
Kill me! No, let me go.
Kill you, you say? Depending on your words, you're gonna suffer a fate even worse than that.
Call me. A fate worse than death is any who failed. Him.
Failed. Who? And at this point, he's like getting.
Oh,
Wait, who?
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
Oh.
Oh,
At
so
this
Kane
point,
disappears from Natalia's vision.
Oh, fuck.
Uriel is just going to let out a punch, and he's gonna try and trap the imp in a cage.
No. He's in the cage. Okay, we can talk about this. Look. See the girl?
let-
Girl's
let
fine. Girl's fine. Just let me go. We'll
I'm
act like
going
it never
to
happened,
pull
right?
up- I'm going to pull up my list of these rules. All right, here we go. While inside the cage, movement abilities and spells fail. So we're gonna go ahead.
He tries
and
to
enter
miss
the
his step and
cage.
slams against it. Shit.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hellbind. You must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw of 8 plus my spellcasting modifier plus my proficiency bonus. So that is 4, 8, so 16.
Roll a 12.
He fails. They are now restrained as Hell Change restrict their movements and actions.
Okay, look. I know what it looks like, okay? Alright, look. It's just a coincidence, okay?
All right, you imp.
we
You're gonna
can
have
talk about
3
this, right?
questions.
We're friends, right? Come on, girl. Look at tell him you're okay. We're friends, right?
Uriel will just say, "Why are you here?" as the first question.
Well, things happen, and what's that fate and problems, and what's that to watch, maybe drastic measures.
Uriel will kind of interrupt him and just say, "Just so you know, you know what happens in this cage. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
Don't lie."
Yeah. Well, it's just, you wouldn't do that to me. We're friends, right? You and I. You recognize him now. He's a man who He was a little helper for one of the people who used to torture you.
His eyes just grow like he squints, and he's just going to call back Natalia.
Yes.
Put her back in the. Get Belinda back in the backpack. She doesn't need to see this. And he's
Right.
going to like
Nat will
throw
go
the
ahead.
backpack to her.
Yeah, Nat's just going to kind of, Soulforge, you already watched over her once. I need you to keep an eye on her for me, please. And kind of encourage them both back in the bag and just stay near the opening, Belinda. And then she's going to zip it up.
So Forger gets dragged in.
Yep. Nat already sent him in with her. To keep an eye on protect her. So Nat kind of zips the bag up, looks towards Edix. And they've been able to hear this entire thing, right?
Yeah, so the bag closes, but you see Soul Forger kind of like staring very angrily at this little imp.
Yeah, and I think Nat just, don't worry, we're going to handle it. So here's the thing. I know that it's really not going to do much, but Nat's going to go ahead and she can, I believe, if I remember right, you can use your Channel Divinity and get a spell slot back. If I'm not crazy.
I've never heard of that.
It depends on the. I mean, there might be a type
It
of
might be
paladin
the
deck
path.
too.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
the path.
also Theo, I sent you a DM.
I saw.
Okay.
If I can't, then I will use miracle points to do it.
Is there a proper answer
For
From the imp.
for the question, why are you here?
well, you know, just sent to watch her and make sure she's okay. He's clearly being deceptive.
In that case, because they lie, he suffers 46 psychic damage.
God,
That's 4,
that stings.
6, 8. That's 12 psychic damage total. You've got one question left, and I'm not gonna ask any more after. I'll just beat the answers out of you.
Look, we can talk about this.
We
You know,
are.
I mean, I gave you water that one time, right? It was poisoned water.
All right. Why does Asmodeus care about the girl?
A vessel of fate. Well, you know, they're necessarily they're enemies, really. I guess you could say. He winces. He technically
Is
told the
the-
truth, but he definitely is holding
he-
back.
Damn it, I disconnect.
He's not telling the truth.
I'm
He's
back.
definitely holding back.
No, he said that he's technically telling the truth, but he's definitely holding back.
Okay. Well, as long as he is, he answered and he didn't lie, so he doesn't suffer the damage. Don't know of any other answer.
Look,
In that
look,
case,
okay,
I'm going.
we can talk about this,
Uriel
right? You
is
can let me
going
go.
to. I'm going to give him a good punch in the gut and like grab his head, and I'm going to cast
Smart ear.
my 5th level spell, Modify Memory.
Oh.
And he
And
rolls
he
a
has
fucking 5.
disadvantage. He rolls with disadvantage. So, all right. So on a failed save, the target becomes charmed by you, is incapacitated, unaware of its surroundings, though it can still hear me. If it takes any damage or is targeted by another spell, the spell ends, and none of the target's memories are modified. While the charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of an event that it experienced within the last 24 hours and lasted no more than 10 minutes. You can permanently eliminate all memory of the event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity and exacting detail, changing its memory to the details of the event, or create a memory of some other event. So basically, this is just the freaking Men in Black Flash thing.
Yep.
And the memory that he's going to implant is that he was successful, and he goes back telling Asmodeus the story of what happened. And he watched with his own eyes Belinda die by the spell, and Uriel just decimated by it.
He starts to laugh and snaps his fingers, and he disappears in hellfire.
Perfect.
give me one moment.
Mhm. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go take a potty break.
All right.
Also, give me one moment. Let me bring Kane into a private call.
Oh, perfect.
So you're there doing your thing. So you went there and made your offer to Asmodeus, to recount it. I'm gonna have a chat with your old dad to explain if he makes the party and any involved off limits, he will stop resisting and start doing as asked. He replied, "You will be most unwilling to pay the price." You replied, "I will pay the price for those that are destined to break the cycle. I've already given up my place, considering I have centuries." Kneeling and lowering his head, he says, "Fate of my life be damned." And then Asmodeus waves and says, "You shall be my eyes and ears, if none other will."
He will readily agree.
Meanwhile, poof, a imp appears and says, "The girl's dead." Asmodeus twists his head and looks at pulls out his official Hell dictionary and looks at the amount of souls he has and goes through the definitions and realizes she is not dead. And he dismisses you and says, "I have some things to see forward,"
Of course.
and turns his attentions to the imp.
Kane will return back to his room until he's called.
Okay. No, you are to be his eyes and ears among the party.
Yeah, he has to come back to the party through his room. That's where the gate is.
Okay.
Back. And I was just talking about how I'm hoping that
Testing.
this
What the
will
fuck?
at least keep Asmodeus the main party
Testing.
for a little bit of time.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
Kane
At least keep
appears
Eliza.
in a puff of brimstone and hellfire, which only Nat sees it. The rest of the
Mhm.
party doesn't, and he gives
Mhm.
you a thumbs up, and that's it.
I think Nat this wave of relief washes over her features. And I think for a second she forgets that she can't hug him or Rule, and she just steps forward and hugs him. Her arms just going through him, and she just kind of shakes her head at that and just, I apologize.
You
for
feel
that."
him a little bit.
Oh.
And Uriel, once the cage disappears, will just kind of dust his suit off and say, "Hopefully that will keep the bastard away from the girl."
By the
Edith.
way, Kane is now there.
Oh, like physically?
What?
Yes.
So like Nat's just standing their arms around this man.
Yep,
No
there
one
is
else
a
sees.
very large, uh, very red tiefling with a barbed tail. I will have
Nat
to
is
remake his
currently
sheet.
hugging.
I am going to I'm going to fucking roll history to see if Uriel remembers you, because I have a feeling he has memorized all of the fucking nobles of hell, and Asmodeus's children would be among the top of the list that he
Oh,
wants to
absolutely.
remember.
Oh wait, you played literal Kane?
Yeah.
Like Cain and Abel Kane?
Yeah, well, Kane is I think I was the original backstory was he's like the 17th cycle of the child of Asmodeus.
Oh shit.
So he's not like high up on the list to inherit anything, but
But
he's
still.
also the black sheep of the family. He is a good tiefling.
Oh.
You'll see, I rolled a 20 dirty. So Uriel is just gonna see the fucking son of Asmodeus, the person that I'm going to say you're gonna have one action to explain yourself before Uriel just fucking goes at you.
Oh
So
no. If,
I made a deal, and Dad says he will leave you alone.
we appreciate that greatly, Kane.
No, I mean Dad will leave you alone. Period.
What deal exactly did you make?
I am not at liberty to explain about that, unfortunately.
Uriel looks very angry.
Yeah, Nat's just gonna kind of step in between Kane and Uriel. Just arms out and just, your edicts.
Edicts. I'm sorry for everything that my father has put you through.
I
And I-
feel at you calling him Edicts, he's gonna be like, you can call me Uriel.
Very well, Sir Uriel, then. I apologize for my entire bloodline for everything my father has put you through. And I do deeply regret all of the pain and suffering you have been through.
Mm.
Hard to kill a man after he says that.
He'll take a moment and just say, I feel like he can't really respond. He has a response he wants to say, but he just kind of can't. Because Cain, being the son of Asmodeus, knows the shit that Edicts got up to
Oh, he
in
absolutely
hell,
does.
and that his whole point is that he's going to kill Asmodeus and like take over hell to redeem it.
I have no issue with your quest, actually.
My dad's kind of a dick.
I think Uriel would respond to that with, "Oh, so you're the black sheep," and
Yes.
he'll loosen up a little bit and be like, "I can't really keep any of you children apart."
Ah, yes. There are quite a few of us.
It seems
What
to
do they
make
count
me-
in? The hundreds?
Try an order of magnitude higher.
I only remember the 100.
How many children exactly does your father have?
He's been around since the dawn of time.
How long do demons or devils live? I mean,
They
on
do not
average-
have a lifespan. They are alive until they are killed.
Right.
Most of their lifetime is spent getting into higher positions.
Right. By any means.
Well, what matters now is that Belinda is fine, and we were able to stop it before it went to awry. And
Exactly.
he'll hold a hand out to the fucking storm of blood that's still going on, as well as save the people of the city.
Exactly. And Soulforger has informed me that she seems to be returning to normal. And you just see like Nat kind of get like a moment of hesitation and just, I don't like that he's referring to her eyes like that. Give me a moment. I apologize. And she's just gonna step aside and kind of open the bag.
Nat,
I just,
do you have any healing left by any chance?
I don't believe so. If I'm honest with you, I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm still
there's a-
stuck in this
there's-
kid's legs.
About that's exactly what Brule is about to bring up.
It's starting to squirm a bit.
Right.
Gotta let it go.
You can let it go.
I
Well,
can't-
actually, wait. Before that happens, actually, does anyone have any healing left to heal the kid before I let him go find
I might be able
a
to
healer on his own?
try and channel something.
Where's Katya when you need her?
Yeah. Like
What
I
time
said,
is it? Wasn't she supposed to be here by now?
Yes.
11. Well,
Yeah.
2 hours since like 8:40, so
Yeah. Theo, how many miracle points would it be to like channel some to get another spell slot to kind of cast Cure Wounds?
You know the rules.
it's
I
like a
don't-
level. 1
like a
point
level.
per level.
Yeah, Nat will spend a point then to get that.
That is,
also,
of
because
course,
it's
if
a
you can
paladin-
actually cast the spell.
Which she
Yeah.
can.
Cure Wounds. I can cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
So she'll spend a point, and Nat will just give me just a moment. I can fix her up the best I can. And we'll fix him up the best I can. And Nat's just gonna start walking towards the kid, crouch down.
Kid's
She's gonna
passed
touch
out
the-
from fright.
Fair.
Verula,
Yes.
call your mimic off. For your
Oh yes. Hey,
By the
let
way,
him go.
adults have been trying to pry it back, and the mimic keeps like biting at them.
Yeah.
All right, let him go for now. It's
yeah.
good.
And when Verula, as soon as Verula does that, Nat kind of like takes just a second, channels inside of herself, and she is going to cast Cure Wounds at first level. But because of her book, because I read it, it automatically outcasts Paladin spells, and that's a Paladin spell.
Okay.
Her book
so
can cast paladin spells.
Yeah. Wait. Here, I'll send you the stuff for it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
you have to
that's
use it as your
just a-
focus, but she does.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or her
Book of
heal- or
Exalted
holy symbol, I should say.
Deeds. Yeah, Book of Exalted Deeds is a wondrous artifact, so it could just do crazy shit.
Oh, obviously, yeah. I just don't know what the extent of that
By the
crazy
way,
shit is.
do you release your spell?
When
The
kid?
rain?
Oh, the rain.
No, you're the barriers.
Oh, the Mirage Arcane. Yeah, because I mean the rain already covered the
The mimic
tile
the
area.
mimic walls melt like black liquid and they begin to slowly float towards you, as if in a small river. It looks very similar to that image you saw in that vision.
Nice.
Also, Theo, that's 16 points of healing into the child.
I think my
That's not
hit's
a
better.
That child is no longer a child. That child is a man.
And I think Nat just there you go. Go on then. If the spots reappear, please let us know.
The child no longer has a limp
Oh,
or like a fucked up leg.
Nat's just gonna give him like a little smile, kind of ruffle his hair, stand back up, go
He
back
runs
to the
away from you.
party.
You scare him.
Stand back up, kind of go back over to the party, like exhaustion showing in every like bit of her features, and just I'm going to prevent Soulforger from consuming eyes. I'm going in the bag. I'll
But
be back in a
he's
moment.
eating eyes.
No, he referred to them as delicious bones. Oh, I'm going to go have a conversation with him. He would never.
The color delicious bones, mistress.
What?
And she's like unzipping the bag and just climbing down in the bag.
She was from all the healing magic and temporarily was granted the ability to see. And so she saw she got to saw your face. She get to see your face.
Oh, temporarily.
Oh, my heart. But Nat's gonna climb down in and just kind of, the second she's down there, just kind of pull Belinda into one arm, Soulforger into the other, and just, I am so thankful that you're all right. And Soulforger, I can never repay you. You are a very good boy. You did such a good job.
Tail starts to wag. He also looks very pretty now.
Oh. And I think with that, Nat just, Belinda, it may be best for you to remain down here for a bit longer, but. And she's just gonna kind of like.
He pets
gently,
himself
like...
with mage hand.
Nat, bold of you to assume that the arm that he's in Nat's other arm, he has been getting scratched on his cheek this entire time.
It like scratches at the base of his tail.
But Nat just. Are you feeling all right after what just happened?
I think so. It was a little
Are
scary.
you actually?
I heard
Are
three
you get-
voices.
You heard pretty voices.
3 voices.
3 voices.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to understand them though, but they rhymed.
Right. Can you do me a favor? I need
Yeah.
you to make me a pinky promise. If those voices speak to you again, you ignore them.
Oh, I suppose.
Rule is just gonna whisper into Natalia's ear. So are you gonna tell her that Imp from Hell decided to do all of that extra crap?
Oh man.
Or are you just gonna
Uh,
leave her in the dark?
Here's the thing: is I think Nat just,
She doesn't
Well-
remember it.
yeah, but also Nat doesn't.
No,
Belinda.
Belinda doesn't remember it. All she knows is that she was feeling really sleepy, and she took a nap, and then heard some voices,
Yeah.
and woke up feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I
So
think-
she doesn't remember anything about Uriel taking a little bit of blood?
Nope.
Okay.
So I think Nat just, Belinda, why don't you show me how you were doing Soulforger's makeup for just a moment? And while she's distracted, she's
Soulforger looks
gonna
at you
look-
like, the fuck, man.
And I think Nat just gives him that look of just, I need you to go along with it. And then the second Belinda's distracted, she's looking towards Rule, and she's a child. It is my duty to protect her. I will not.
Stop moving,
inform
Soulforger. I'm trying to paint your eyebrows.
I will
I
not.
forgot. What is Natalia's oath again?
So she actually has a custom oath. She has
I
Oath
know.
of the Oathman Road.
So what is the actual oath? Is what I'm trying to say.
She says it
Mm,
like every time she does like a rite.
mhm. But
I'm not
also-
saying I remember it. I just know that she said it before.
Mhm.
I know.
Well, 'cause
That's
the
what I'm saying.
actual
I don't
tenet-
remember what it was.
Yeah, the actual. So Theo gave me that. The actual tenets of the oath I don't have anymore. because this is a transported oath, but I've always seen it as assuring freedom of others, assuring that others are able to experience their travel, and then also assuring the safety of others and only participating in kind deeds in a way or
That's
something
fair,
of
yeah.
that nature, like
That
the
sounds good.
general stereotypical paladin oath.
Right.
Also, something about not killing people because you are very staunchly against killing people in
It's not
every
that she's
single
against.
manner.
No, it's not that she's against killing people. It's that she's against killing innocent people who don't need to die.
Okay,
No
well
killing of innocents.
you're also against just harming people who have done horrid deeds like kill Belinda.
No, she wasn't against the imp. She was against literally the multiple dozens of people who have been killed. And then
No,
for
I'm
her,
talking about the Yuan-ti that did it. You would not hurt him, period. You only scolded him.
oh no, Nat let him handle that. Let Edix handle it. She allowed it, but she herself, she knew that she would not be able to because that would be literally torture, is what she would have done, and that is not a paladin action. At least not something Nat would partake in. But she would have made damn sure he experienced every ounce of pain that she
Alright,
could
fair
make him
enough.
experience.
Yes.
Back above the bag, while all of this is going on, you're just going out to everyone like, so what was that about bread that she was wanting us to find? Something about a bakery?
I remember Roll was going on about a sword before I, well, am here.
Ah, you mean the new one that Natalia now has? The one that she took from that she got from Lady Katya from Hesir.
I honestly don't know. I haven't been here long enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's fine. He can just yell in the bag.
And well, he'll take up the backpack and just be like, "Well,
What
I
to do,
could go,
mistress?
I could go for some croissants myself. Some pastries would be very nice after that."
Varula says we might have drawn some unwanted attention by causing literal blood to rain from the sky. Do we
It's
think we
still
need
a
to
slight
address
drizzle,
that?
by the way.
Yeah. Uriel will probably look over at Varilla and say, "Well, of course, it's only rained here like 3 times."
And I imagine blood rained less often.
Oh yeah, this is probably a first.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, we don't have a whole lot of time.
No.
Might as well enjoy what we can. I'm sure this has probably staved off the execution of Katya too.
Is Katya in
Um,
the city? Is that did we get is that
no, she's on that mage prison that we've talked about before.
yeah,
And
that's what I was confused by.
yeah,
Like
that's
her
like on the shore, like
Yeah,
overlooking the sea.
yeah.
Like it's far away.
Also,
It's
is
on an
Nat
but
island.
how would have this delayed it, I guess is what I'm trying to say then.
Because of all the rain, it would slow down travel out of the desert and into the desert. So
There's
I
a,
imagine it's also in like the square in a public area. So now they have to account for rain that doesn't happen.
Would they bring her to this city?
Yes, through
Yeah,
a portal.
there's a portal. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I missed. Okay.
Mhm.
And
By the
just
way,
like
Soulforger is very disappointed that he feels he was overdue for treats.
Don't worry, Nat's been
Yeah.
giving him treats while she's like talking to Rule. And I think eventually she sighs and just, Belinda, do you remember the agreement? Stay near the opening of the bag and come if I call, alright?
Hmm.
Soul Forger,
She starts to straw to Soulforger.
even though Uriel told her to go and say hi to Sebastian for him.
Yeah, that's why Nat didn't have a chance, but she literally has had an agreement the entire time she's had this bag. With Belinda, stay where I can see you because she doesn't want Belinda to go away from her.
I don't know. Would
She knocks
Belinda
on the door.
listen? Would Belinda
Nat's-
go into the
Nat's
place
picking-
between places once Uriel said go say hi to Sebastian?
Nat's picking Belinda up the minute she tries to knock.
The door. She does knock. You're outside the bag. You can't stop
She's
it.
still in the bag. Nat's still inside the bag. She has not left the bag yet, Thea.
The door opens and Sebastian says, "Well, good lay, mistress. Good to see you again. I heard some commotion out here." Soulforger runs inside, excited to see a new area.
Oh, nice.
Soul Forger.
Hey, don't worry.
Sebastian,
There's a dog bed.
Oh my god.
Hey Google, stop. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was
Seb-
alarmed.
Google listening in.
Sebastian.
Stop, bitch.
Yes.
Bro, I can't believe Harula just called her girlfriend a bitch. Damn.
Right?
Um.
Goddamn Google.
Dang, that relationship didn't last long.
Yeah. Um.
Depends
How
which
strong
timeline
of
you
a
follow.
how strong of a drink can you make quickly?
Well, suppose we got some 84 in the back.
I have no idea what that is, but please pour me a glass. And she's gonna walk in with Belinda in her arms.
Hey, look, on the bright side, I just gave you an RP that you won't reply to for like 3 weeks.
I will say,
Roasted.
here's the thing: your reply is coming, but Nat's just going to through the link to Varula. Just we're going inside the place to places. If you can
Some
locate,
time later, Natalia comes out without Belinda.
yeah. Does she have her dog at least? Honestly,
Very
though, she probably
begrudgingly. He did not want to leave that bed.
would've left. Honestly, here's the thing: is I think she would have told Soulforger to stay with Belinda and notify her if she tries to leave.
Oh, don't
the
worry.
place
He's a
to
he's a
places.
herding animal.
What do you mean? Is he hurting Nazi? Hurting Belinda?
Herding Belinda.
Yes.
But Nat's just gonna step out and just right. So, and she's gonna like look towards her ring and just roll and just like tap it, like tuning in.
You hear for the first time ever the Skype call.
This whole time she's been able to call him, and she's been tapping it in the
A
right
small green
sequence.
button appears on your phone, and comes up ready to be pushed.
Nat will push it.
It disappears and the rule appears.
Right,
What you need?
right. So you said it smells like bread.
Yeah, the way that he found it was kind of like by chance because the bread travels on the wind very far. So if you smell really good bread, you might be able to find it.
Can Nat sniff for bread again? Yeah.
I suppose in the time that she's been in the bag, everyone else would have been like, okay, let's look for a bakery and tried to do their own thing before Natalia came out.
You find a bakery on the opposite side of Jeb's Inn.
You know, I don't think this is it, but it is a bakery. So Uriel doesn't know any better, so he's gonna go in and like try and get like some pastries, some parfaits, something to eat. He's
Jeb's
hungry.
Inn's location has changed.
Of course it has.
Oh no. Is it Magda's Inn now?
It is Magda's Inn.
Okay, is it Magda, Hagda, or Gothda's?
Gofta.
Ooh.
It's Halloween themed.
I now need to know what Hagda's Inn theme is.
No.
I feel like it's gonna be like a tea shop with like a bunch of plants everywhere.
By the way, so Jeb is currently getting rid of some dust with a broom on the front side, sees Kane, and then slowly starts to back away around the corner.
Kane will immediately run, jump in, and drop kick Jeb.
Nope. Okay, we can talk about. Oh, fuck, that hurt. We can talk about this, mate. How are you alive?
I'm off probation.
Shit.
I was expecting a bitch at the end of that.
Hello, can we please phone in for a bitch?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, I thought I'm off probation, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Kane doesn't cuss. He is the black sheep of the Asmodeus family. He is right and proper, except for when it comes to Jeb.
Okay, in that case, would it be like you pig or something like that? You rabbit?
Maybe something like you rascally rabbit.
There's
That's
an oversized
Halligan.
carrot on the table.
God. All I'm saying is I'm ready for Kane and Natalia conversations.
Well, you
By the
have someone
way,
to cook with you now.
By the way, currently Jeb is holding a very sharp carrot And he's like, "Get back away."
Kane holds out his hand and a trident appears in it, and he just levels it on Jeb.
Carrot versus Trident. I don't envy your odds.
Yeah, my father gave me this.
Ah, so I assume it's oh yeah, tainted by hellfire.
Yeah.
That might prick a little.
I like to imagine this is like the point Nat just pops out of the bag, sees what's going on.
Look, how about this? He holds up his carrot. We call it even, and I walk away.
Tell you what, I'll call it even when you pay me for the 50 years back pay you owe me.
Ah, about that. Well, he kind of goes around the other table, getting distance. You know, I'm not exactly super liquid right now.
Yeah, figured you wouldn't be.
Look, how about an investment instead?
What are you thinking?
He holds up a little bag. This bag.
What is it?
Seeds.
You know, it never does cease to irk me how vague you are on answering things.
You know, it's either that or you try to kill me. You realize you can't kill me. I eventually poke you after the carrot, and no one wants to go down that way.
Fine. But-
Okay. He throws a little bag of seeds on the table.
Kane takes the bag of seeds and puts it into his bag.
They crunch
What?
like they crunch kind of like gold, like coins.
Ooh.
They're made of gold.
He shifts it a couple times after putting it into his bag and like, okay. Now,
Don't
you
eat
don't
them.
talk to me. I wouldn't. You don't talk to me. I don't talk to you. We pretend the other person doesn't exist. Fair?
Well, you know, what if I give you a free drink?
No, thank you. The last time you gave me a free drink, I ended up in a 2-year contract that turned into 50.
Hey, that wasn't my doing. To be fair, I think.
Just,
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't me.
it's fine. I don't drink alcohol anyway.
Ah, that'd be the problem. It's a bit of a kick, that one. But he puts away. He sheaves his carrot. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes.
So Jeb's been in this bakery this whole time.
No, the bakery is in front of it.
Oh, so we passed by Jeb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
So while that's going on, I feel like everyone else is walking toward the bakery.
Yeah.
Uriel is definitely like saying something. What is the name of Gothda? Like it starts with a K.
Carla.
It's Clara.
Carla. He
Oh.
would say something along the lines of, Carla's an okay baker, but I prefer Magda's cookies.
You walk past Magda's Inn. You
So
coulda got her
across the
cookies.
way, there's a blacksmith, and there's you smell a waft of bread coming from him as a man is currently working on some steel.
Is that when Nat pops out? Can Nat
Yep.
pop out though?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I just like to imagine because she's
I
on
think that's
Edix's
enough
back.
time.
Yeah, she's on Edix's back. You just see her head pop out of the bag as she just starts climbing out of the bag.
She starts trying to climb out. The bag opens and he starts tilting backwards. And suddenly there's weight to the bag now.
And I think she's. I apologize, Edix. I thought you would have left it sitting.
We had. You said to look for a bakery, so that's what we were doing for the last little bit.
Right. I didn't say to look for the bakery. I said to look for the smell of bread by any means. And she like gets a waft and she just takes off without explaining. She's just straightforward.
Just
To the-
kicks
to the
off.
blacksmith.
Kicks off the back of the backpack, sending Edix to the ground.
Oh no, she would have got out first.
I
She definitely-
imagine I definitely imagine it as you are opening the bag, you're like halfway out and he's like leaning over on the ground so that way you can properly get out trying to take the bag off. To make it easier, you smell bread and you kick off the ladder on the inside, sending him back.
And I think all he hears is her just, I am so sorry, Edix, I will explain later. And she's just gone. Straight to the blacksmith.
Yep. So as you guys walk into the bakery, you realize Chip is nowhere to be seen.
That's what I was wondering. It's like, where's Chip in this whole thing?
Did you just decide to stop playing Chip and bring back
Nope.
Kane?
So Chip is still around, but he has been moved to the place between places, kind of indefinitely.
Oh, Nap took him with her. He got really cozy in the dog bed as well.
Yeah, Belinda got attached to the cat.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And it's
I guess.
kind of hard to resist constant pets and attention.
No matter how
And-
insane you are.
Yep, Chip already loved Belinda from just the first meeting, so it's good.
Blacksmith, Theo. Blacksmith.
Yeah, so there's
Running.
there's a tall man and some very thick leather clothes, facing the other way, working on a sword.
Excuse me.
His head turns around. How can I help you?
I actually have been looking for someone to do some work on a sword.
He's still working while his head's looking at you. I see.
And
His
Nat's
skin
going
is
to
very
start-
red, by the way.
Nat's just going to, as like Rule's talking in your ear, and just, I'm looking specifically for a Mahid.
For what?
How is that said, Ul? Mahid?
I think it's Mahid.
Mahid. I'm looking for a Mahid.
He stops. Oh, you know that name.
It's quite a long story. And Nat's going to start pulling out his Seer's sword.
He puts the sword in a bucket of water and begins to let it sizzle. He sits down to sigh. I haven't heard that name in years.
I was told that he was a smith of this blade. As she's like holding out his Seer's sword. And then something about styles and
He takes it
Things-
delicately. Indeed, I did.
I received permission from a friend of ours that has since passed on to take ownership of the blade.
I see. I see when I turn it to the person I smithed it for.
I also have the missing pieces.
Show them.
And Nat's gonna start pulling them out. It's the star heart, according to Ul. So she's gonna pull that out.
I see. Yes, it could be so much more.
May I ask what you mean by that?
Yes. He will request the heart.
Nat will hesitantly pass it over.
He places the blade down. I don't remember. So the blade is isn't it broken, right?
It's not broken. It's just like made of the tooth of the land shark. So I guess by this
Gotcha.
point it probably has like cracks and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah. Seen quite a bit of use.
And I imagine it was used well over the years.
Indeed. Of course, I wonder how it ended up in your hands, or this Hesir fellow you mentioned. This blade
well-
can tell a story far older than you, child.
Perhaps you'd be able to share a bit of it with me. I mean, at least I can tell you the bits I know, though it's spotty.
Well, I doubt you'd remember most of it anyway. Here, follow me inside. And by all means, grab a loaf of bread if you want.
Nat will follow him in and I guess take a little bread.
It's there is cinnamon and pumpkin bread.
Oh, she takes the cinnamon. Her little tail is wagging.
There's even a strange, weird texture bread. It says G free.
Oh my god, gluten free. Here's the thing: is I think like Rule is getting shaken, like he's suddenly just shaking as he's like whispering these things into Natalia's ears from like one of the golden threads. But Natalia doesn't care. She just kind of looks at him weird and then just kind of takes the cinnamon loaf and starts walking inside. Natalia's not allergic to gluten.
You just hear him say he's expanded his inventory the last time I was here.
Mm.
Um, expanded his inventory.
There's
He
there's
didn't
also
have anything
cinnamon
with
banana nut
G3.
bread.
Oh my god, she definitely took the cinnamon banana nut. And I think she just right. So I must ask, why exactly did you forge this blade originally?
Special request.
Was it for a samurai of sorts? I believe that's what they're called.
You could say that, my dear.
And I think like Nat's she's going through her memory for like the stories that Rule has told her about Lineback, and she just did he go by the name Lineback? I believe it was.
He looks up with a side eye. Perhaps. Though
I've
I'd
heard
be
stories.
careful to mention that name.
May I ask why?
He smiles. Just good sense.
Hmm. But so I will start at the beginning on my end of this. Hasia joined our party for a short time and sadly passed away in battle. For several weeks, my companion carried the blade, but I spoke with someone, and I know that's going to sound insane, who claimed to hold connection to Hasia.
An echo, huh? He will put down his main cigar and pick up a pipe, and then breathe in deep and exhale slowly. The smoke having an acrid, unfamiliar like flavor. Ah, who are you exactly?
Are you
He is looking at
asking?
Rule.
He's looking right at me. What the fuck? Rule says that.
I sense that I have made a misstep. I mean no offense, and I don't mean to cause an issue.
He nods, chuckles, and sits down at like a workbench. And there's like a couple other chairs around. And so he asks a dwarf he's missing an eye to come in. Sebas, happy little fellow. Of course, he had an accident the first week, but didn't talk much, unfortunately. But he's very gifted with his hands.
I'm gonna be honest. This entire time, I remembered Sebas as like a gnome.
Now he's
I
a dwarf,
forgot
and I
he
love
was
it.
I forgot he was a dwarf.
No.
That's also a rule.
Yup.
Like he leans in and says, "Look, he is on the shorter side, but I'll mention that." Kind of rude.
Damn it, he can't hear me.
Right, I have to ask, how can you see him exactly? Normally it's just me.
He lifts up his pipe. It's good stuff.
Right.
Damn, he got the good shit.
And I think Nat just kind of hesitates for a second and just settles in. Kind of like crossing her legs at the ankles, kind of starts like slowly like tearing the bread into pieces to nibble on.
I'm gonna
So
fucking order some damn banana nut bread now. I'm craving it.
I'm probably gonna make some gluten-free
True.
banana nut bread tomorrow because I have everything I need.
My fiance just made it. I had some this morning. It was great.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's
Um,
infecting us slowly.
It really is.
the real disease, the real plague, the blood rain will not cure us.
I actually
Uh,
have some in my cabinet I can make.
Oh hell yeah! Tomorrow's a baking day, guys.
Sounds like
I
it.
don't.
Are you gonna
don't
put
have
on your
time to
kiss the
bake.
cook? You should get a kiss the cook thing that's like a custom apron that's just like the one from.
By any means. Nat kind of crosses her ankles, kind of begins to tear the bread to nibble on it, and I think she just. So, I suppose that I can continue what I was saying. I suppose there's no harm in it if you're able to see him.
Here,
I was.
Sebas, give me the rune hammer. Yep, the heart.
I. Um.
Go ahead.
Nat already passed it to him, so. But I think Nat just. I was given permission to wield the blade, and then I was told about learning styles. I'm not sure if you know anything about them.
Yeah, and that armor. Good luck.
And she kind of like tips her head slightly to the side. What
Uh,
do you...
My
you
dear,
know,
you are not what one might call very light on your feet.
well, then in that case, the Earth one might work a little bit better. Its whole point is to get hit.
To some extent, yes. Firm
I
feeding.
feel...
But Earth only helps if you have a graceful nature to begin with.
Looks at Nat's second or third highest thing being dexterity.
Uh, I guess Rule will just sigh and say, "Well, I guess that's what mithril armor is for." And he'll point to Nat's coin pouch and just say, "I think they have enough to afford it."
Mithril armor, huh?
I would say mithril costs more than I have. At least back home when my aunt was to forge anything more, I suppose, rare, it was quite costly.
He takes another token, breathes out, and says, "Perhaps I can assist you. But
And
you'll
I
have to
am
make a choice. What do you want reinforced? The blade? And then he points his pipe at you or your armor.
May I ask what reinforcing my armor would cause? It would just because allow me to take more hits, would it not?
More than that. Think of it as enabling a subtle capability, he enunciates. You could be able to be more freely movement and be a lot less clunky. I suppose you might have a bit of a better time if you're under certain types of creatures as well.
Right, but I would lose access to the styles or whatever else.
Ha! You have no hope of utilizing the sword to its full potential. I don't think no matter how much training you do. Before the first style is even used, a samurai goes through almost a decade of training.
Damn. Sucks to suck, I guess.
Uh,
Nobody
why-
gets to use it. It goes unused. Another campaign.
Oh no.
Would I be able to attempt? Could you guide me through the movements and let me try?
That's when Rule is just gonna say, he's very knowledgeable of the subject, being from the Mato family, but I
There's
don't
only one
think.
place you could go to gain the time you need, but well,
Yeah, don't think you're gonna like where you gotta go for that.
Why do I
not
need
many
to
people
go?
succeed. Let's put it that way.
Hyperbolic time chamber.
The hypersonic lion tamer.
We did that one on purpose.
Where exactly? Also, you're from the Motto family. Was that Lineback's family? I don't believe
No.
so.
He
He was
he
the
he does
Iron.
not seem very eager to elaborate on that point. He looks
Yeah, don't.
disfavorably at Rule.
He'll say, Rule will just say, just know that they're very famous for their smithing abilities,
I can see why.
among
if
other
you're...
things, but I'm not at liberty to share that.
Right, I can see why if you were able to make a blade of fine craftsmanship. And I can already tell that you're skilled.
You would need to go far to the northeast, beyond the mire of Etmir, to an island of life that is dead. There, among the spirits of the dead, When those that still linger anyway, you might learn to master this form. That training is normally reserved for a select few, but perhaps they will allow you. Either that, or you will not leave there alive.
I have faced more than one circumstances that has guaranteed my death and still walked away. And I do not say that from a place of overconfidence. What do you think, Rule?
I want to see this thing used more than anything.
I know. I also want to see it used, but I don't think we'll ever be able to go there.
That's just on our list. Rule would probably say, I mean, if there's not really any other way to do it, I kind of think there's another way, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, period.
Hmm. You know the key.
Well, no. Well, okay, maybe there's like two places that it could happen, but like one of them is like a definite no, because I don't even think there are any Iron Fists left.
Of course there are. Your mother's side of the family, anyway.
My mother's side, what the fuck?
Oh, pardon me, sir. Anyway,
It's funny.
lady, do you want the sword or the armor?
Above table, I really want the sword, but I feel like I'm making a bad decision.
I
I
think
mean, this is up to you.
I
I'm
think they're
for
both
the
good.
sword, but if you want like kick-ass armor that you can use right now, go ahead.
I think they're both good options.
They are both good options.
I can
I feel there-
always help with more armor later. I even have a creature in mind that I might be able to, let's say, enhance it with. But you might need to go on a slight hunting trip.
I'm always fine going on a hunting trip. I attended enough of them with my uncle when I was young.
Not these hunting trips.
What do you
Tell
have in
me,
mind?
are you good at hitting a flying target?
Oh my god. A rule says.
Nat's like looking at Roll from the corner of her eye, and she just, I would say decent enough. I've gained a few ranged things that I can utilize, though I'm much more suited for close up combat.
Based off the lack of use of those javelins, I don't doubt it.
You can tell that I don't use them.
I'm a blacksmith. Of course I can tell.
I don't feel like that's true in this extent. I mean, it's
Well,
not
they
like I'm
wouldn't
taking-
have dents in their
Like,
edge.
no pits, no denting.
It's actually not that hard to tell.
Fair.
Rule will just
Or he
lean
just
over
doesn't
and
collect them.
say, I have a feeling if you go on this hunt, Night Eye isn't going to be too happy with you. Unless it's a certain type of dragon, in which case she might be okay with it. And then
Nat
he'll turn to Mahid and just go, so I guess those fangs and teeth he gave you last time weren't enough. Even though I'm pretty sure he also offered you a heart that you didn't take.
Well, I didn't have quite all the tools I wanted for it. Besides, I acquired the item later. A
Fair
very
enough.
foolish person went on a trip alone. And my associates got me what I needed.
Fair enough.
Now, he kind of turns around and pulls out like a little parchment. And it's got like almost like a very thick leathery feel. And he's going to open it and he's going to say, "How are you in the mood for some bounty hunting?"
I'm not against it, depending on what they're being hunted for.
Good. Um, how are you with cold weather?
I was raised in a land of ice. I can handle it quite well, far better than the heat.
Good. That'll come in handy. So, here's the deal. There's currently a reward for this creature in the name of approximately 10,000 gold pieces. You bring me the heart, the reward, and I'll forge you some fantastic armor.
That is a deal I am willing to take.
Now there is
Although-
one slight complication.
And what is that?
It's a mated pair.
So I would be separating.
Oh no, not for long anyway. The other one will probably follow quickly after.
Oh no, Nat has that look on her face. That paladin look on her face.
So, how are you in the mood for some dragon hunting?
I would have to speak with my associate, but I don't believe I
This
can
is him looking at the
completely-
entire party cinematically.
They're all
The entire cinematic.
Yep, they're
Thi-
outside,
thi-
so yeah.
Yeah, this is the point where it's like, Burnos, Talon, Uul, do you want to go and hunt a dragon? In which case, my reply is, fuck yeah.
That sounds
Sure.
pretty cool.
I need somebody to hold my
It's-
hands. I'm feeling
listen,
sad.
Listen, okay, listen.
I feel so bad.
Toasty, listen, Toasty. We have been playing D&D. We have had nothing but dungeons up to this point. We need the dragon.
But
You've
they're
had dragons,
love.
they just haven't been very nice
Haven't been bad
ones.
guys. So
Okay,
the
we
thing
haven't been
is,
fighting dragons.
there is a bounty on these, which means they have done evil.
I
There are
still
evil
feel
dragons.
bad.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
Still
evil
feel
dragons.
bad.
Listen,
In fact, most dragons you encounter typically are evil, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why did you have to make them in love, Theo?
evil people
Who
can
said
be
they
in
were- yeah.
love.
If it makes you feel better,
Hitler
they
had a
split. They
wife.
split. They look. They eat one. They like one likes legs, one likes upper. Okay.
That doesn't make it better.
Exactly.
They're bad guys. We take care of bad guys.
We do take care of bad guys. Natalia
Look,
probably wouldn't feel you
They are
feeling as
t-
bad
they
as
are
I do.
two white dragons.
I don't know
Ooh.
what that means.
Listen, if they're
Uh,
not
White dragons are like some of the worst.
Yeah.
Mm.
The feral.
Yeah,
Mm.
if they're not part of Night Eye's army, then they're free game. That's how I
Fair
see
enough.
Yeah,
Are white dragons from part of Night Eye's army?
No.
it. No,
probably not.
she's chromatic, or she's
Okay.
metallic, because she's
Yeah.
a silver dragon.
White dragons are feral and they are like very predatory.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ever since the eggs fell, a couple hundred years ago,
The
they've
eggs
been everywhere.
fell. What do you mean the eggs fell?
Oh, I reckon some portal came up and a few dozen dragon eggs of different varieties. Most, of course, unfortunately chromatic. Started spawning dragons everywhere. Beginning of a new age, they said. But I reckon
Right.
I was like, about in 100 couple years or so, I'm gonna have some good ingredients.
Right. I believe that my party would be up for it.
Bad
Oh.
Queen isn't here to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we cannot return to Osriel, can I find you anywhere else? Do you have some way I can contact you? Do you have a phone number?
A phone number? What?
Right. So you know how you can see
Hang on,
him.
don't worry about it. I'm going to open up my own book and just be like, write down some numbers and be like, I got it.
Thank you.
Since it's just basically the sending spell and you just have to meet them.
So,
Mhm.
you know when you reinforce the sword?
For now, yes.
Very
It
well.
could still be useful even without the styles. It's
Yeah.
already, last I checked, was already a +1 sword, so.
Yeah. And again, I know that you are busy, but can you at least give me an example of what a style would look like if you're knowledgeable in the subject?
What are you asking?
Can you
She
s-
wants to see a demonstration.
Oh,
Mhm.
a style.
Ah.
Once he reforges it, because he says she can't do it.
I would say
he takes a magic hammer and breaks the heart.
I would say, just for sake of it, Rule would probably be like, they're A lot of the stuff is based on the stylistic dancings of the samurai. I'm sure that there are some parlors around that'll still inherit it, even if there are no samurais.
He
Oh,
takes some
imagine
he
it.
takes some very thin tonsils and pulls out some streaming, sparkling light, and begins to layer it into the sword while pouring over some very recently melted quicksilver, and he says, "The essence of a star."
Even harder to come by than Earth.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um. So a
And he
star is a
begins
soul,
to
right, Theo?
he begins to run some incantations in his native tongue, and essentially the color changes from bone essentially to like very dark black bone with flecks of white as it begins to come in slowly from the top to the bottom as it becomes really repaired. And it's like at the end it's like a fully formed blade that when the light is shifted it goes from one half as white, one half as dark with opposite kind of like a polarity thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see if you move the blade around, it's kind of like you can see stars behind it,
Ooh,
as if the
So,
blade is a window.
God, that shit is
That
so
is
cool.
that's a perfect sword for Natalia. Once he has
Literally
it,
3 campaigns in the making.
Mhm.
you
Once he has it cooled and prepared, will he pass it over to her?
He sheathes it. This is capable of stance even beyond the king.
I thank you for making it for me.
The
May I
stance is a
just?
third tier. If you use it and are not prepared, the stance could kill you.
Of course. Is that any time that I utilize the blade, or do I have to call in the stand specifically?
He nods with his pipe. You'll know. Essentially, is when you're about to use the stance, you'll know it.
Of course. May I test the balance?
Of course.
So Nat will kind of like hold out a hand when he passes it over in the sheath. She'll pull it out, kind of move it in her hand, kind of run through like the basic drills, like she's still training at home.
So he will stop you mid form and then twist your arm and show you the hilt. And then there are 3 symbols. The ingredients for the highest form: fire, earth, light.
Does darkness not balance light for a blade?
Huh?
Does darkness not balance light for a blade? So it's just light straight up?
It's the combination of 3 forms to create that higher form.
That's
Yep.
insane. Um,
it makes sense.
it makes sense, but it's fucking sick. And I think
Hell yeah,
Nat
it
just
is.
gives like a very determined little nod of understanding and kind of like takes her thumb and traces the symbols as if committing them to memory. You've made an excellent blade.
Yes, you'll
And
first need to
I
master the fire, then earth, then
and
combine those
then
2 stances. Learn
make
light,
a,
and then combine all 3.
what happens when I combine all 3?
1 second. Let me get the name.
Me as a player vibrating. Mechanic.
It would honestly probably be something related to stars at this point.
Mhm.
Probably.
Would this be technically a meteorite sword now? Because you have a shooting star and then the essence of stars, so like a shooting star and the essence of Earth combined together, that gets you a meteorite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That shit is
Uh,
you have Sokka's sword.
well, here's the thing: is that's also so fucking perfect for Natalia with her whole theme and everything that she is.
Literally 3
Quia Lucia
years in the
Stellarium.
making.
What'd you say, Theo?
She who wields starlight, or some might say, a starlight dance.
I think Nat gets like this little smile on her face. The star is still swimming in her gaze, and I think she just
Though,
then
if you master the stance, I imagine you'll be the first person who does so. So, you might be able to name it whatever you want. Like Steve. That might be a good name for a stance.
that's an interesting name, but
No one ever takes my name suggestions.
we'll see once I master it. But perhaps something dedicated to the sisters. They do dance among the stars, after all. Now,
Yes. Now, very, very importantly, if you die,
Mm.
you must see this blade returned to me.
I will do my best. I will inform my companions.
Why?
Because ultimately I am still beholden unto an older contract
What contract is that?
to return the blade to whom it belongs to.
And who does
Oh
it belong
yeah.
to?
Well, I mean, that was the original purpose, and then we realized that we could use it. So
Mhm.
I figured he wouldn't be too pissed off, especially if it's being completed in the meantime.
You haven't known him in recent years, then.
Oh well.
Um,
Goodwill.
Who exactly does the blade belong to?
Oh, you know.
His seer?
Mhm.
Lineback?
Lineback.
Lineback.
Yeah.
Does Lineback still live?
I mean, yeah, he's still doing shit.
Here's the thing: is there's like a really big disconnect between Strahd and like all this. Like to Nat, like yes, she knows he's like a real person,
Don't
but
speak that
also
name here.
Oh yeah, you probably don't want to actually say it out loud.
To
Why
anyone
not?
else, he only has a single name.
And what is that?
Sultan.
Wait.
Oh,
That's right.
shit.
You just see
I
Nat's
can't-
eyes widening.
This is where you end the session right here,
Yep.
right now. We're
Yep,
done
right
for the
now.
night. I fucking can't believe you revealed that shit now.
That's like got
Oh,
this big
shit.
fucking
But
what
that's
the
why-
fuck screaming eyes.
That
That-
makes so much sense,
that-
though.
Do you not remember what he did to execute the other guy? I literally
Yup.
mimicked it.
I
Yup.
called that shit, by the way. I said forever ago.
I know, everyone fucking called it, and I was like, I can't let them know.
Man. And Kane knows Lineback. Like, they partied together.
Exactly.
Which he wouldn't know he's been in hell the whole time.
So that's why you've been trying to get us to meet the Sultan for so long.
Yes, he's literally my favorite
He is.
character.
How's he gonna feel seeing the fucking blade on Nat? His
I
sword.
don't know anymore. He's not my character anymore.
So,
Literally.
We're never returning this sword. This sword is not going back to the Sultan. I want that to be known.
it's almost like you're afraid of what he's capable with if he can wield Starlight.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And just so you know, he already knows fire and earth. He just hasn't combined them in Strahd yet. Not only that, but if we get the Sunblade, more than likely he's gonna learn the light stance.
Oh
man.
my god.
So he literally just needs Gizensha,
Oh god.
and
Yeah.
he's good to go.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Nat.
God.
This blade is never going back. It's getting smelted with Nat when she dies.
Don't worry. Once we figure out where the artifact sword is at, it's gonna be outclassed.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely.
Don't know who's gonna use it because I mean we all have
Yeah,
badass
sure.
swords.
Well,
so-
mechanically, Thea, what is the sword mechanically? What do I put in my inventory?
Yeah, what is it now? It was a
Technically, it
+1.
would be a longsword, right?
Yeah, it was considered a katana.
It's
so it's just like you.
Gizin Shah.
I'm about to say, I do have a homebrew thing that has katanas as 2d4. If you care to use that katana stats that I have.
No, I can
Um,
just pull up his old stats for Gizensha. It's
Mm.
it starts off at it's a +1, so it's 1d8,
That's
this
fair.
is a +2.
and then
Oh, it's a +2.
Ooh,
Now it's
Okay,
a
so I get a
+2.
+2 longsword.
It's been reinforced. You can't use any of the stances though.
but it's still just a +2 longsword in the meantime.
Fair enough.
Mm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yep.
+2 longsword is awesome.
Let me add a +2. Dear God, Nat's gonna be able to hit so much more.
Yeah, that's how that
Oh,
works.
Varula's bow is pretty damn good too, because it's also a +2.
where's the one?
Wait, you guys only got +2 weapons?
Level
Yeah,
10
it can
was
look-
the benchmark for it.
Yeah,
It
and
looks at Destiny's Bane with its +3, but then again, okay, to be fair, this has been since like episode like 5 trying to get this stupid card to finally finish. So,
Right.
and it's also supposed to be a wondrous artifact, so fair enough.
How do you spell
Fair enough that it's a
Gizensha?
+3.
GizenshA?
Gizen.
I have the full document out. You want to know the full name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I sent you the document.
You probably
Uh,
did, but I've.
Yeah, you probably just let it go
Buried
past
it.
all of the chat, so
Well, no, I didn't let it go. I'm aware that it exists, but I have
here you
not
go.
looked at
This
it
is how
in
you
like
spell it.
6 months. Oh, I spelled it right.
yeah, the name is Hypocrite.
Oh my. But yeah, I do need to, like, once we're not recording, I do need to explain about Kane.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Queen is
y'all.
gonna come in Sunday, finally here for a game to play.
yeah. Did she ever
Right
message you like
after-
why she's never showed up?
I
Oh.
assume it's probably because she got in later than she intended. So I will have a
But
conversation.
that means she
about
would.
it.
I about to say that means she would have missed it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm. This is gonna be a
She
test
probably
roll
thought
to
the
see how
session
much
ended
you
already. To be
played.
fair.
We always go till midnight.
Ooh, test roll. First test roll with the blade. That's a 25.
Nice.
Also, we've
Yep,
been
there you
ending
go.
earlier. We
Yeah.
can
Oh,
do.
have you been?
We've been ending at about 11. Just
Well,
because it
Queen
works
doesn't know
better
that.
for all
This
of
one-
us. Oh, well, fair. It's
Well,
been
I mean,
working
it's
better for all of us. Talon needs to go at 11 usually. Ul gets up in the mornings now, and I usually get up in the mornings.
which it
Okay.
is almost midnight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Still.
but that was my luck roll to see how much this blade's gonna like Nat. That's a 25. So
Nice.
it's fine. I'm ready for Gizensha to roast her the first time she tries to use it. It'll even out.
It is supposed to be sentient. The only reason why it's not sentient to lineback is because it was like made specifically for him.
Mhm.
Hasir still had to deal with its after effects, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering how it's going to work with Natalia.
Yeah, we'll see what
So to
happens.
quote, actually, merely mastering this sword gives one an investiture of honor or G. You receive half of the normal G points as a samurai would, and you have disadvantage in your constitution checks to maintain their effects if you don't specialize in them.
Mm.
So if you're able to master the sword, you have some capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the full?
Which-
Do you have the full document?
Somewhere in Ul and I's text.
I can read this out.
Yeah.
Gizensha, Hypocrite. A blade as complicated as it is inconsistent, from being hewn from a soul hunter to being thrust into the eye that petitioned. Its powers are as historic and mysterious as its own origins. This +1 longsword is special. It's crafted of some strange, almost alien material. It is light and flexible, but harder than conventional steel. The blade is much thicker than normal, and while it is a tad heavier, it also feels very easy to wield in experienced hands. It is carved of a strange bone, with metal hilt with black tied bands around it. A fingerprint has been burned on the silver finish of the blade's base, almost like a craftsman's mark. It has several runes of unusual make that are embedded into the various parts of the blade and hilt, and they vary based on abilities used and learned. The sword shifts between chaotic evil and chaotic good, and has a habit of seeping into the mind of other people who touch it, save one, who has mastered and steeled his mind against its pervasive thoughts. It speaks mostly telepathically, though it can speak out loud, it rarely does so. By embracing evil actions, the sword can use the water stance, and the earth stance by embracing good actions. Embracing is a strong term, and shifting between these two stances will cause one or the other to come out of hiding. If one could figure out how to partition one's mind, it might be possible to create a stronger bond and unlock new, untapped potential. Merely mastering the sword gives one an investure of honor or G. You receive half the normal G points as a samurai would. You have disadvantage on any constitution checks to maintain their effects if you don't specialize in them. The stances are below for convenience. Air, advantage on first attack and can make a second attack for half damage if it hits. Empowered, grants you 20 additional movement, and every attack that is part of an attack option can make a secondary attack if it hits. Secondary attacks after the first have disadvantage. Water, immune to attacks of opportunity, can contest an attack made against you using your own attack as a reaction. If your attack roll is greater than that of the enemy, their attack fails. Empowering water allows you to counterattack if your reaction successfully cancels an attack, granting you full attack bonuses and damage. If your attack successfully lands, the enemy has disadvantage on their next attack against you. Earth increases your AC by 2, gives you temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus, and can only make one attack for non-lethal damage but weakens your opponent's resolve. Had advantage on Constitution saves or concentration. Empowering Earth allows your next attack to stun a target for 1 round if it hits if they fail to make a Constitution save. Fire adds 1d4 damage to whatever it hits as long as you're in this stance. It can add an additional +1 to maximum number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Empowering Fire allows your attacks to burst in flame, dealing 1d12 additional fire damage if it hits in a 5-foot cone. Enemies must make a Constitution saving throw or be set on fire, dealing an additional 1d4 damage per round until someone uses an action to put out the flame, or 1 minute passes. And those are just the base forms, by the way, not any of the
That's
higher
sick.
empowered ones.
Hell
Nice.
Sick.
yes.
I'm so excited about this, though I do have mechanical questions with Nat having to remain good for the book. I have
Oh,
mechanical
just-
questions.
Oh wait,
I
is
feel
there
like-
is there a requirement for alignment? I didn't hear that one.
She has to be good, I want to say.
I
to
meant for the
remain-
sword.
Oh, it
Uh,
swings between. It seeps into the mind of the person wielding it, and it swings between chaotic
It
good or
only
chaotic
does
evil.
that if you
Uh.
want to change like your stances is basically what it gets at. If you like use
Oh.
one of the evil stances, then
Mhm.
You just can't use
you
those stances
tend
probably
to
then.
take more evil actions.
Mm.
But
See,
so what's on Nat's blade right now are the good stances.
or you just can't use the evil stances probably. Like you as a person. Nat as a person.
Mhm.
I mean, you just don't know the stances at the moment, so just don't learn any of the evil stances.
Here's
So
the
Nat
problem.
walking up.
So here's the problem.
Mhm.
So one of the stances components is fire, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if I remember correctly, okay, maybe I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure fire was considered a chaotic, or was it an evil stance? I don't have a document here. But the idea being is that you would have to conquer like your evil ambitions or evil
That shouldn't-
intentions or evil temptations, etc., in order
That
to
shouldn't be-
make use of one of those stances.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult for Nat.
Well, I mean, we gotta make it difficult to make it cool, so
Mhm.
Mhm. Looks at Nat as a character. Looks at her halo. Looks at her wings. Looks at her clutching the book of exalted deeds in her arms so
I
tightly.
feel like in this case, it wouldn't be a task of you overcoming it. It's the
Mhm.
fact that you have to actually have those thoughts
Mm.
in order to be able to use it. It's just like a
Mhm.
complete inability to use the stance, so you have to figure out how to.
Mhm. Nat has to go into her fucking rebellion evil girl era.
Yeah. So what did you
That's
guys think of the session?
That was a good
God,
session.
it's so fucking cool.
Honestly, that was one of the most fun sessions we've had in a little bit.
Mhm.
I mean, I've missed some of them, so I can't speak to some of them, but
Yeah. The last couple sessions have been really good. Clutches her sword so tightly. I'm
Oh,
so
no.
fucking happy she picked the sword. I'm
I
fucking happy I picked the sword.
I may be a little bit biased, but this is
Right.
probably my favorite episode so far.
Is it because we found out about the Sultan?
No, it's
And got
because
the
I got to
sword.
make it rain.
Again.
Again!
yeah, I think the solving of the plague issue was actually really cool. I really
Oh,
liked
yeah.
how
It was
that worked
really
out.
cool. Yeah, it was a really cool way to do it, and then having to save Belinda after was also fucking sick.
There's a lot of fun role playing moments that also
Oh,
involved
definitely.
but it also involved like what we can do as characters, which was what made it more fun, I think.
Mhm.
From the rain to the sword to the Sultan reveal, this is top tier episode.
Mhm,
Now here's the
mhm,
question: what's your highlight moment?
God, my highlight. I thought that was Queen for a second.
I
and
got
was
so
going to freak
excited,
out.
and now I'm sad. It's not that I'm sad at you. I'm just sad it's not Queen. Welcome though.
Yeah, Devin.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, we're finishing up our session, so
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I'll
guess
be
I
quiet.
guess I can go in the recording here. I think. Okay. So
Yeah, maybe.
all right. Thank
Well,
you
it
so much
depends
for
if you want to
listening.
record our highlights.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but I also don't want to be rude.
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going down. So Talon, what's your highlight moment, bud?
Oh boy. I think it's more of something that the party hasn't heard.
Was it in your secret call?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Gotcha. Okay, that was a good moment for sure. And then you can go more into it if you want off the
Yeah,
recording.
I
if you so
will once
desire.
off the recording.
Okay. So, ooh,
God, I have 3 highlights that are all equally good. The rain and the sword finally being complete. If I were to be funny, the rain is the highlight just because I have to do that every time. It is
Every
the law.
time.
The sword because that was 3 whole campaigns ago of me trying to do that, and it's fine. Finally, it's been done, even if I will never be able to use it on any of my characters, because it is now canonically confirmed that Lineback doesn't get to use this stand. But also, everyone's reaction to the Sultan reveal was pretty hot.
Thank you. All of us were screaming. We
my
called
favorite
that.
moment with the Sultan
Right.
was actually when I actually used the quote where that Lineback used when he executed that man last in Hidden Curse of Strahd.
It's
Oh
been
my.
too long, so
right.
none of us caught
Yeah.
it.
It
Yeah,
really
the-
has, yeah.
It would have been more on the nose if you used the lightning strike that happened afterwards instead of the flame stance.
But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good nod that I didn't catch either.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
it's just been too long.
him turning to gold and that being the alchemist after earlier in the episode, I said the first thing he's doing every cycle is just killing the alchemist, and then it happened.
All right,
Nice.
Natalia.
Can I say the whole session?
No.
Lame.
Oh, give
Calm
us a
down.
moment.
Was it
I mean-
the moment when Belinda got to see you with her own eyes for the first time?
So I have I also am gonna go with my 3 because I do have really that was one of them. Getting to have the sword, that entire interaction leading up to getting the sword was really good role play, and I'm thriving with it. And now I just have a cool fucking sword that matches Natalia's aesthetic completely. And then I'm also going to say the rain just because seeing everyone's ingenuity to do that was
Mm.
fucking sick.
By the way, I will say, so let me make sure to describe it properly. So it's not just that there's stars on it. It's that when you move the sword, you can it's like it unveils that stars that's behind everywhere. That
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
Different
something I was going.
galaxies,
That's
different
some,
universe.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
thing
like a
is what I
window
was
to
going to ask and didn't get a chance when it was being forged is because souls in this world are technically stars. Could Natalia bless her own sword?
That's a next session kind of question.
that's something we figure out in the text RP.
Yup.
But
But she has
I
another
will.
text RP. She has the Belinda and the Tavern RP.
Yeah, you have so many RPs you have to reply to. There's
Put
like
that on the
4
wa-
of them now.
No, there's not 4, but put that in the one-on-one because I don't know what to do with the Soul Forger one, which is why I have not replied to it. Um, but let Nat and my mild understanding of how mixed drinks work shine.
I will definitely say the fact that Belinda got to see Natalia first, as adorable as that is, I feel like if Uriel ever finds out, he's gonna be like, "Oh well, dang."
She didn't
Because
get to
that's-
she
'cause
didn't call
that's-
me pretty.
Well, it's more like, damn. So I've basically been her adoptive father this whole time.
Here's the thing,
And
Nat.
the first person she sees is someone she's known for an hour.
Here's the thing. Nat and Uriel are fucking sharing custody of her. That's her dad and her mom.
I feel like this is a single-sided decision and you're just kidnapping the child from him, but okay.
No, it was Melinda's decision. It's fine.
Was it really?
Yes, it was.
Right.
All right. Last but certainly not least, Burnos.
So I really enjoyed the session. I think I thought the intro was pretty fun. I was still a little confused by it, but I think it definitely leads to some questions that are going to be fun to answer in the future. I don't think it would relate to any particular moment in the beginning, but I think my favorite time was probably honestly just the decision whether to shoot the kid or not. I don't-
If you bomb the child.
I think it's just the moral dilemma Verla had kind of in front that she saw in
Yeah,
front of her.
because it's this could literally result in the death of millions of people if I don't kill these 10 children.
But she
Yep.
knows Natalia is gonna yell at him.
Also,
it's like Natalia can do that, but Natalia was like, I can fix this. Like, I can stop this.
By the
We
way,
don't have to
if you
fucking
had
kill
just
them.
fired it by the way, if you just fired it in the air, it would have carpet bombed the city. Full disclosure.
Oh, absolutely.
She
knew
would
that
have
was a possibility.
she would have considered that if she didn't think I thought of Mirage Arcane a little bit after people had been talking.
yeah, I
Um,
feel like if it was Edicts that was around and he never had the whole redemption arc thing that he had going on, he would have been like, yeah, kill the kids.
Yeah,
But now he has to go down this whole path of how do I be a hero? What is the good thing to do? What should I do?
It's
And he was like,
here's the thing.
even the whole point of him using Belinda is the only option. He's still like, I really don't want to do this. Like, he's
Yeah.
probably heartbroken and will not look at Belinda this whole time because of what he put her through.
Oh. Here's something I will say. First off, I don't think Belinda would ever hold it against him even if she remembered. But also, I'm just saying, if he needs to know if he's going through a struggle, what's the good thing to do right now? Look what Natalia is doing. Look what Kane is doing now, because Kane's with us. Like, follow the two tieflings. Follow the tieflings, and it'll
Okay.
be fine.
But you also have the issue of what you were trying to do was the bare minimum to delay it, not fix it. And
Right,
he's
but-
like, he has to fix it.
Well, no,
What
Natalia
you
would have
were
wanted to
looking
fix
at
it. But her thing was stop it for now. We can find another solution.
Yeah.
But if we can stop them from spreading it, at the very least, we can start handling it
Yeah.
logically and not in a panic. And like it has to be done this second.
It's just in the moment, it was you're only trying to delay it, not fix
Mhm.
it. Even if
Mhm.
like what you were doing was going to work,
Mhm.
it would make an ongoing problem when a solution is right there, and there's not a guarantee that you're going to be able to delay everyone. Whereas what
Mhm.
he has to begrudgingly do is going to save everyone
Everybody, yeah.
immediately
Mhm.
with
I mean,
no
that-
chance of anyone dying of it.
I mean, that's what Virilla was thinking with the shooting the kids situation.
I just love the fucking. One of Rilla's considerations is how mad is my girlfriend gonna be at me after
Basically.
The dichotomy from making a vaccine from one kid or carpet bombing the city.
Do we just drop a nuke or let Rain God Ool do his thing?
I just loved also the Knack got to make the comment of, oh, that's what he meant.
Yup.
Not to mention the literal miniature revenge thing that fucking Uriel got to do.
Oh, I loved that.
absolutely.
That was sick.
I
Alright.
am still wanting to know how that is going to progress.
I'm sure everyone else is going to too. All right, thank you so much for listening. Have an awesome day.